Chapter 123. Zhao Yun had just rushed over when a few people suddenly rushed out from behind Huang San. Each and every one of them was a sturdy man with a mighty and majestic appearance. These people exposed their arms, showing off their thick and sturdy arms. These people's arms all have muscles. Zhao Yun frowned. "Come, little lady, aren't you here to deal with my mother?" Huang San grinned, revealing a row of big yellow teeth, looking really disgusting. Zhao Yun was naturally not that stupid. In her previous life, she had to consider her physique. Not to mention in this life, Zhao Yun was skinny and had no strength at all. Rushing forward? That was courting death. Zhao Yun retreated a few steps with vigilance. "Little lady, what's wrong? Are you scared? Want to run?" Huang San sneered. Looking at Huang San's cold eyes, Zhao Yun knew that Huang San definitely did not intend to let her off and wanted to take revenge. "Sure enough," Huang San said to the leader of the men. "Brother Long, it's this woman. Last time she hurt me. You have to help me take revenge." "Rest assured, I will definitely help you take revenge." The man called Brother Long nodded and those men surrounded Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun resisted a few times, but she was still no match for the other side and was finally captured. "Let me go, quickly let me go," Zhao Yun said. "A few big men holding a woman like me. Is it interesting?" "Hee little lady, who said that big men can't capture women? If they offend me, Huang San, I don't care who they are." Huang San walked in front of Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun's hands were trapped, so Huang San grabbed Zhao Yun's chin. "Little lady, you really made me suffer. No matter what, I have to get it back today. This is your punishment for meddling in other people's business. You did something sneaky." "What? You're still not convinced after being caught?" Zhao Yun retorted and rolled her eyes. "Oh, your mouth is quite powerful? Hee, why don't you see that you're now in my hands? Do you want to die? Don't come near me, you make me sick." Huang San sneered. "Today, I have to punish you properly. Seeing that you're not bad, why don't you serve me and Brother Long tonight? Let this grandfather have a good time." After Huang San finished speaking, he whispered into Brother Long's ears. Brother Long stared at Zhao Yun. The corner of his mouth revealed a strange smile. Zhao Yun's heart tightened. Huang San and Brother Long's wretched eyes made Zhao Yun somewhat fearful. These two people, they wouldn't really do that kind of thing to her, right? In broad daylight, you want to kidnap a civilian girl? Zhao Yun questioned. Hee little lady, you don't know. Our Brother Long is the tyrant of Yang City. If he really kidnaps you, who would dare to say anything? Huang San said. Zhao Yun felt a little hopeless. Damn, that meant that she couldn't escape today. She would rather die than be defiled by this group of people. Just as her heart sank, a person suddenly rushed over with a sword in his hand. However, the scabbard hadn't been unsheathed. After a few kicks, the man who was holding Zhao Yun was sent flying. Chapter 124. The burly men were now lying on the ground, while the man who saved her turned around and walked over to a horse carriage. "Master, it's done." The man in the horse carriage responded faintly. Zhao Yun's gaze followed the man and finally saw him stop in front of the horse carriage. The horse carriage was very familiar. It was none other than Mu Lianfeng's. Then, Zhao Yun saw the man in the horse carriage lift the curtain and alight from the horse carriage. Then, he walked towards Zhao Yun. It was indeed Mu Lianfeng. He was dressed in blue today and looked even more handsome. His beauty was not the feminine kind, but the kind of beauty with a masculine aura. Zhao Yun was deeply attracted to him with just one look. She did not expect that he would be the one to save her when she was in trouble. She was also a woman and had feelings for men. Every woman wanted a Prince Charming. She felt that Mu Lianfeng was her ideal Prince Charming at this moment. But, in this era, the difference in status between two people was too great. It was needless to say that there would be obstacles in the middle if they wanted to be together. Besides, how could such a high and mighty man like her take a fancy to such an ordinary woman who was dragging a little bun behind her? Thinking of this, Zhao Yun suddenly felt a little bitter in her heart. Mu Lianfeng stopped in front of Zhao Yun and said to Zhao Yun, "Miss Yun, we met again. Why did they hit you?" Zhao Yun told him what had happened. Mu Lianfeng's eyes suddenly became sharp as he looked at the men who were starting to get up from the ground. Mu Lianfeng didn't know why, but when he heard that these people were bullying Zhao Yun, his emotions became so agitated that he wanted to kill all of these people who deserved to die. Huang San and Brother Long's men did not dare to attack again. Putting aside the question of whether or not he could defeat the man in front of him, he could tell at a glance that the man in front of him was not an ordinary person. They were not foolish enough to provoke him. "Heh, you don't want to be the county magistrate anymore, do you?" Mu Lianfeng snorted coldly. What he hated the most was officials using their power to cover up for others. Huang San was a thief who had been released. He would have to ask the county magistrate of Sun City if he still wanted to abide by the country's laws. Let's go, let's go." Brother Long ordered his men to leave. Mo Yen, stop him." "Yes." The man who had just saved Zhao Yun stood in front of Brother Long. He crossed his arms and held a long sword in his hand. He swept his gaze over Brother Long and the others coolly. Brother Long immediately chuckled at Mo Yen and Mu Lianfeng. "It's a misunderstanding, a misunderstanding. This has nothing to do with us. If you want to find someone, you should find Huang San. It's all his fault. We didn't do anything bad. We were just joking with this lady." The corners of Mu Lianfeng's lips curled up indifferently. Joking? If he had not happened to see it, who knew what other accidents would have happened to Zhao Yun? Would she have been bullied by these people? Huang San saw that Brother Long was no longer on his side and had begun to admit defeat. He knew that he would probably be in trouble, so he quickly ran away. However, Huang San had only taken a few steps when Mo Yen appeared before him with a flash. Chapter 125. The sword had already landed on Huang San's neck. Huang San felt danger, especially when he saw the cold sword on his neck. He was so scared that his legs went weak. "Hero, big brother, please spare me. I beg you, let me go. I was wrong, I was wrong." Huang San knelt on the ground and put his hands together as he begged Mo Yen. "Didn't you run? Now you're begging for mercy?" Mo Yan's lips curled up as she looked at Huang San in a mocking manner. "Big brother, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. Right now, I'm at your mercy," Huang San said in a hurry. Zhao Yun looked at Mo Yan's arrogant manner and felt that she was too cool. She thought that kung fu was just something written in wuxia novels. Who would have thought that kung fu really existed? Seeing how Mo Yen could fly around in the sky, Zhao Yun felt both envy and admiration. If she could learn kung fu, wouldn't it be much easier to catch thieves in the 21st century? "Master, how should we deal with them?" Mo Yen looked at Mu Lianfeng and asked. Mu Lianfeng looked at Zhao Yun. "Miss Yun, how do you think we should deal with them?" Zhao Yun obviously wanted to send these people to the authorities. However, it seemed to be useless after sending them to the authorities. Since Huang San could be released from prison once, he could be released a second time. Zhao Yun thought about it and said, "Young master, I think you have a better idea of how to deal with this person than me. If we send him to the authorities, I just don't know if he'll come out and do bad things again." Mu Lianfeng nodded. "All right, leave it to me. I definitely won't let him out again." "All right," Zhao Yun said. Then she looked at Mu Lianfeng gratefully. "Young master, thank you so much for today's matter." "You're welcome." At this moment, Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui, who had been at the back, also rushed over. When Hua Chunhua saw that Huang San had been subdued, she immediately rushed in front of Huang San and slapped him on the head. Then, a pair of thick black claws scratched Huang San's face. "You little bastard. You actually dared to throw money at this old woman. Hurry up and hand it over." If it were not for Mo Yen, how could Huang San allow Hua Chunhua to hit him? He knew that if he moved, Mo Yan's sword could probably kill him at any time. Auntie, don't hit me, I'll give it back to you, I'll give it back to you, okay?" Huang San's face was bitter as he took out the money pouch and gave it back to Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua quickly opened the money bag and looked at it. After counting it, she saw that the money inside was not less. She held it in her hand with relief. Now, she did not dare to put it in her pocket anymore. Who knew if she would run into a thief later? If it was stolen again, she would really cry to death. Looking at the money that she had lost and then regained, Hua Chunhua's bitter face finally recovered a little. She could buy clothes for her daughter later. Let's go. Let's go buy some clothes. Hua Chunhua held the money and walked over to Zhao Xinhui. She called out to Zhao Xinhui. However, Zhao Xinhui acted like she did not hear anything. She stared straight at Mu Lianfeng. As soon as she came over and saw Mu Lianfeng, Zhao Xinhui was attracted. Chapter 126. Zhao Yun'er's gaze also landed on Zhao Xinhui. This woman was actually looking at a man in such a manner in front of so many people. She was really. Even if she was love-struck, she didn't have to be like this, did she? Mu Lianfeng seemed to feel Zhao Xinhui's scorching gaze and looked over at Zhao Xinhui. With this look, Zhao Xinhui's heart rippled. Thinking that Mu Lianfeng was interested in her, she couldn't help but blink at Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng frowned and asked Zhao Xinhui, "Miss, do you have an eye disease? Do you want to go to the medical hall to have a look?" Zhao Yuner, who was listening at the side, almost couldn't help laughing out loud. Mu Lianfeng was really too funny. Why didn't she see that he had the potential to be so humorous? "Sir, I don't have an eye disease," Zhao Xinhui hurriedly explained, afraid that she would ruin Mu Lianfeng's beautiful image. "Then why do you keep winking at me?" Mu Lianfeng's voice was indifferent. Zhao Xinhui was a little anxious. She couldn't possibly say that she was winking at Mu Lianfeng, right? Mu Lianfeng ignored Zhao Xinhui and turned to Zhao Yuner. He said to Zhao Yuner, "Miss Yuner, I still have something to do, so I'll go back first. If you run into any trouble in Yong City, you can look for me directly at the heir presumptive's residence." As Mu Lianfeng spoke, he took out a bronze token from his sleeve and handed it to Zhao Yuner. With this bronze token, the servants of the heir presumptive's residence would inform him. Zhao Yuner didn't want to accept it at first. She had troubled Mu Lianfeng too many times. However, she knew that if she didn't accept it, and something like today happened again, a commoner like her wouldn't be able to solve it. "Sorry, it can't solve any problems." Zhao Yuner thought about it and accepted it. He would try his best not to trouble Mu Lianfeng. "Lord Xueqi, thank you," Zhao Yuner said. "You're welcome. I'll take my leave then." Mu Lianfeng glanced at Zhao Yuner reluctantly before handing Huang San and the others to Mo Yen. "Mo Yen, send them to the government office and inform the district magistrate. If they try anything again this time, they can forget about keeping their official position," Mo Yen ordered. Mo Yen replied, "Yes." Seeing that Mu Lianfeng was about to leave, Zhao Xinhui was a little anxious. It wasn't easy for her to see a handsome man. How could she bear to see him leave just like that? He didn't even look at her. That didn't make sense. She was dressed up pretty today, so why couldn't she attract the attention of other men? "Young master, wait." Zhao Xinhui stepped forward and blocked Mu Lianfeng's path. "Miss, is there anything else?" Mu Lianfeng asked indifferently. Young master, I'm Zhao Xinhui." Zhao Xinhui introduced herself in front of Mu Lianfeng before flirting with him. Zhao Yuner only felt embarrassed. These weirdos in her family had really embarrassed her in front of Mu Lianfeng. Although she didn't have much contact with old Zhao's family, they were still her family after all. Mu Lianfeng frowned and glanced at Zhao Xinhui. A sliver of disgust appeared in his eyes. "Sorry, miss. I'm not interested in knowing you. I have to go." Chapter 127. Zhao Xinhui stomped her feet angrily and bit her lower lip. She just couldn't figure out what she had done wrong. Why did Mu Lianfeng treat her like this? In the past, when they were in the village, the men in the village would stare at her lustfully when they saw her. However, Mu Lianfeng didn't even want to look at her. Zhao Xinhui thought about it and finally felt that she might not be dressed well enough. After all, the clothes she was wearing were too old-fashioned. When she caught a glimpse of Zhao Yuner at the side, Zhao Xinhui suddenly felt jealous. Zhao Yuner's clothes were not as good as hers. Mu Lianfeng's attitude towards her just now was not normal. Zhao Xinhui looked for Zhao Yuner angrily. When she saw that she was still smiling, as if she was mocking her, Zhao Xinhui became even more unhappy and asked, "Wretched girl, what are you laughing at?" "What does it have to do with you?" Zhao Yuner replied indifferently. She felt that Zhao Xinhui was looking for trouble. She had embarrassed herself in front of Mu Lianfeng and now she was picking on her. "What's with your attitude? I'm your aunt. How can you talk to me like that?" Zhao Xinhui said angrily. "Auntie, Your ability to slander others is really not ordinary. What did I say? What's with your attitude? Mother, look at this wretched girl. She's talking back. Zhao Xinhui turned to Hua Chunhua and complained to Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua usually protected Zhao Xinhui. When she saw Zhao Xinhui acting like this, she immediately reprimanded Zhao Yun. Yun girl, aunt is scolding you. Just listen. Why are you talking back? Zhao Yun's lips curled into a cold smile. That was weird. Did that mean that she was in the wrong? Grandmother, I don't know what you're talking about. But you have to remember that I did you a big favor today. Otherwise, your money bags would have been taken away. Now you can only cry. Now you don't even say thank you. Instead, you're yelling at me. You. Hua Chunhua pointed at Zhao Yun. She was trembling with anger. However, she couldn't refute Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun ignored Zhao Xinhui and Hua Chunhua. She took the rice from Hua Chunhua's and snorted, turned and left. Paying attention to these two heartless people only made her angry. If she had known, she wouldn't have helped to get back the money bags. She would have let Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui cry. Zhao Yun returned to the market. Mulan had been waiting for a long time. Seeing that Zhao Yun hadn't returned for a long time, she thought that something had happened to Zhao Yun. She was very anxious. Yun why did it take you so long to come back? Zhao Yun told Zhao Yun what had happened just now. Hi Yun it's good that nothing happened. Zhao Yun handed the vegetable buns she bought to Mulan. Sister-in-law Mulan, are you hungry? Come, fortunately, the buns are still warm. Eat. Yun how can I? Mulan glanced at it and didn't take it. Take it. There's still the whole morning. If you don't eat, you'll be hungry. 2 buns. Only 1 copper coin. It's not expensive. Then Yun, thank you. Mulan took one and ate it. She gave the other to Zhao Yun. Yun, eat it yourself. Chapter 128. Really? Really? How could I not eat it myself? Oh, okay. Yun, I'll eat it myself? Okay. Mulan was really hungry. She swallowed the 2 buns in a short while. Zhao Yun had been gone for so long, but Mulan hadn't sold a single basket. Seeing that it was almost time to go back, she began to feel anxious. If she didn't make any money this time and lost some capital, her mother-in-law would probably scold her again when she went back. Looking at Mulan's gloomy face, Zhao Yun comforted her. Don't worry, sister-in-law Mulan. I'll help you. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she shouted like a salesperson on TV. Come, take a look, take a look. Don't miss it when you pass by. It's a practical and beautiful basket. A wicker basket. Zhao Yun's voice was clear and pleasant, and she shouted with great effort. Many passers-by came forward to take a look. Miss, how much is this basket? Auntie, this basket was originally 10 coins. Just now, an uncle bought one and left. If you really want to buy it, I'll give you 8 coins. Look at how many things you're carrying. It's just right to put them in a basket. It's more convenient. The woman looking at the basket thought about it and agreed, so she said to Zhao Yun, little girl, then give me one. Okay. Zhao Yun picked the biggest one and gave it to the woman. Auntie, the biggest one. It's packed a lot. The woman laughed and said, little girl, you really know how to do business. It's just a small business. If you want to buy a basket next time, come here. Ha 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 ha, okay. The woman took out 8 coins, took the basket with one hand, and paid the money with the other. Seeing that Zhao Yun had sold a basket in such a short time, Mulan's eyes had a trace of admiration for Zhao Yun. Yun, aren't you too amazing? Haha, there must be a way to do business. Tell me. However, this wasn't something that could be learned in a short time. Zhao Yun still had to teach it step by step. Zhao Yun said and stuffed the 8 copper coins into Mulan's hand. We have to hurry up and sell more. All right. Zhao Yun continued to yell with all her might. In a short period of time, she sold another 4. He sold 2 baskets for 10 copper coins each. This time, Mulan earned 52 copper coins. Compared with Zhao Yuner, it was a little less, but Mulan was satisfied. After all, it was not easy to earn a few dozen copper coins in the village. All in all, excluding the cost, he had earned 3 caddies of meat. Yuner, my mother said that if we earn enough money, we can go and weigh a caddy of meat. Okay, then let's hurry up and go. The two of them came to the meat shop. Mulan bought a caddy of lean meat. In ancient times, lean meat was much cheaper than fatty meat. A caddy of lean meat was only 11 copper coins. Zhao Yuner looked and bought a caddy of lean meat. However, she bought streaky pork, which cost 14 copper coins per caddy. When the two of them returned to the ox cart, the others had already arrived. Only Zhao Xinhui and Hua Chunhua had not returned. The people on the ox cart waited for a while, but Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui still did not return. Chapter 129. Why are they dawdling? They're still not here. Have they never been to the city before? I wonder what they're doing. Sigh, they're still not here. Normally, they would have taken action long ago. Old man Hu, let's go. What are we waiting for? We don't know when they'll be back. Let's go, let's go. They've implicated us. These women were impatient and began to complain. Old man Hu also put away his tobacco pipe gloomily. Usually, when they took the ox cart, there was a rule that they had to come back at a certain time and then set off for home. Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui didn't know the rules and still hadn't come back. Sigh, if we leave, we don't know how they'll return to the village. What they meant was to wait a little longer. Old man Hu felt that it wasn't good to leave an old woman and a young girl behind and walk 10 to 20 miles back. I say, old man Hu, you can't be like this. How they go back is their business. Who asked them to not come back until now? If they don't come back, are we going to wait until the sky turns dark? Do we still want to go back? My dog is waiting for me to go back and cook. Old man Hu, it's fine if you continue to wait, but I'll say the ugly words first. The next time I come to sell vegetables, if the business isn't good and I take a long time to come back, then you have to wait for me too. Old man Hu knew that once this rule was broken, these people would follow suit in the future. Then, let's go back. Old man Hu sighed and decided to go back. After all, he didn't want to cause trouble for himself. The carriage swayed as it drove towards Shui Lan village. After leaving Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui behind, many people in the carriage were gloating. This pair of mother and daughter were hated by these women. Now that they were left in the city, they wanted to see how they would go back. Zhao Yuna laughed in her heart. Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui were going to suffer from walking back to the village from Yang City. However, this pretentious mother and daughter deserved it. On the other hand, Hua Chunhua was still leading Zhao Xinhui to visit one cloth shop after another. Sun City wasn't a town, so the cloth was pretty good. After visiting a few shops, all the fabrics that Zhao Xinhui was interested in cost at least 1 tael of silver. She picked out a silver hairpin and spent 1 tael on it. Hua Chunhua felt her heart ache when she spent more than 2 taels of silver in one go. However, she also treasured her daughter. She couldn't refuse to give her what she wanted. She gritted her teeth and bought it for Zhao Xinhui. Mother, you're so good to me. When I marry the heir, I will be filial to you, Zhao Xinhui said sweetly. Hua Chunhua was amused by Zhao Xinhui. It's okay. Mom is willing to buy things for you. It's fine as long as my huier is fine. Let's go. We've bought these things. It's time for us to go back. Hua Chunhua was a little worried about whether old man Hu's carriage was still there. However, she felt that old man Hu wouldn't leave them behind. Otherwise, he would definitely cause trouble when he returned to the village. Mother, I've bought these clothes and jewelry. Since we're already in the city, let's bring some meat back. I want to eat meat. Zhao Xinhui said as she shook Hua Chunhua's arm. Hua Chunhua couldn't persuade Zhao Xinhui. She had no choice but to go to the market and buy 1 jin of meat. Mother, is 1 jin of meat enough? Chapter 130. Huier, this meat is precious. We've already spent a lot of money today, so we can't spend any more. We have to be thrifty. It's all right. Mother will secretly cook this meat for you. Hearing Hua Chunhua's words, Zhao Xinhui reluctantly agreed. All right then, Mother. You promised to only let me eat it. After Hua Chunhua and Zhao Xinhui were ready to go back, they realized that old father Hu's carriage was no longer there. Where did old man Hu die? Why can't we find him? Hua Chunhua was a little anxious. Zhao Xinhui frowned and asked, Mother, old man Hu couldn't have already gone back, right? That damned old man went back? Hua Chunhua thought that it was possible. But she and Zhao Xinhui hadn't come back yet, so why did he go back? Yang City was quite a distance away from the village, so they couldn't possibly walk back. Mother, we can't even find him here. He must have gone back. What should we do? Mother, I don't want to walk. It's such a long journey, it's so tiring. Zhao Xinhui complained unhappily. She had been spoiled since she was young and couldn't bear even the slightest bit of hardship. Don't worry. Mother will think of something. Hua Chunhua comforted her. They couldn't walk back. Old father Hu had already left. They couldn't stay in Yang City for a day and take old father Hu's carriage tomorrow. Right now, they could only ask other ox cart drivers if they could go to Xueqi village. There were many ox carts and horse carriages parked in Yang City. They were specially used to transport goods. Hua Chunhua asked a few. The lowest price to Xueqi village was 30 copper coins. 30 copper coins. Hua Chunhua really couldn't bear to part with it. These 2 caddies of pork didn't even cost 30 copper coins. If we can't do it, why don't we walk back slowly? Look, if we rent a carriage, why don't mother buy you an extra caddy of pork to eat? Don't you think so? Zhao Xinhui arrived early in the morning and had wandered around Yang City for a long time. She was already tired. Now that Hua Chunhua said this, she immediately squatted and said angrily to Hua Chunhua, Mother, I'm so tired. I don't want to do it. If I walk back, I'll probably have to lie in bed for a few days. Okay. I won't go. Then mother will charter an ox cart to go back, okay? Only then did Zhao Xinhui stop making a fuss. Okay. Hua Chunhua reluctantly took out her purse. After paying 30 copper coins, the coachman drove the 2 of them towards Xueqi village. They had spent a lot of money on this trip, and there wasn't much money left at home. Along the way, Hua Chunhua was distressed and worried about how to earn some money back. When Papa Hu's carriage arrived at the village, Zhao Yun bid farewell to Mulan and returned home. This time, Zhao Yun didn't bring any meat buns back from town. She wanted to make them herself. The buns she made tasted better. Thinking about it, the buns made from half a caddy of meat were much more cost-effective than buying meat buns. When Zhao Yun arrived home, the 2 children were already obediently waiting in the room. Sister, Daodu and I also caught bullfrogs today. Zhao Tianfu stood and pointed at the bullfrogs in the wooden bucket. Last time, Zhao Yun asked him to identify them, and Zhao Tianfu remembered them. Now that he saw the bullfrogs in the wooden bucket, he really didn't catch the wrong ones. They weren't toads. Sister, we have a lot of them in the fields. Daodu and I caught a few in a short while. Cook them for us for lunch. Chapter 131. You guys are great. No problem. I'll make it for you later. Zhao Yun'er said with a smile. Okay. The 2 children showed an expectant smile. Seeing that it was almost noon, they were already a little hungry. Zhao Yun also began to prepare lunch. There were still some small vegetables at home that could be stir-fried. With the bullfrog, it was enough for 3 people. Zhao Yun cut a little bit of meat and stir-fried it with green peppers. A plate of shredded pork with green peppers was the best for rice. It was just that when she stir-fried it, the burning smell was very pungent. It took more than an hour for lunch to be ready. Zhao Yun hurriedly called the 2 children to eat. Second sister, elder sister originally wanted to come over for lunch again today, but she was scolded by father. Zhao Tianfu said to Zhao Yun'er while eating. After all, he was 8 years old and was clear about many things. He told Zhao Yun'er now because he felt that this matter was somewhat important. Zhao Yun'er touched Zhao Tianfu's head and said, It's okay, even if father doesn't say it, second sister has a way. She was not easy to bully. She tolerated Zhao Ping coming over for a meal once, but if it was every day, she would certainly not agree. After all, she was not willing to suffer losses. Second sister I don't want elder sister to come over to eat. If elder sister comes over to eat, we won't be able to eat. Zhao Tianfu said. In the past, Zhao Yun'er's two younger siblings were close to her. Now, after spending some time with Zhao Yun'er, they were even closer to Zhao Yun'er. Naturally, they stood on Zhao Yun'er's side and spoke up for Zhao Yun'er. The bullfrog at noon was eaten clean. Even the soup was not left. However, there were still a lot of small vegetables and shredded pork with green peppers left. Seeing the two children's bulging stomachs, Zhao Yun'er said with a smile, "Look, the two of you are so full. How are you going to eat buns in the afternoon?" "Mother, are there buns for lunch?" Dao Du's eyes lit up. "Second sister, are you making buns for us?" Zhao Tianfu asked excitedly. "Yeah, I bought some meat. I'll steam buns for you guys in the afternoon." "Yay!" "Mother, Dao Du likes meat buns." "Second sister, I like it too." "Your stomachs are already so big. How much can you eat?" "Second sister, I can eat a lot." "All right, you little greedy cats. I'll make it for you in the afternoon." Okay. Zhao Yun'er went into the kitchen and saw that there was still some rice left in the pot. Because of what happened yesterday, Zhao Tianan was too embarrassed to come over again. He was afraid that if he came over, Zhao Ping'er would follow him. The rice cooked on the stove in the countryside would leave behind a circle of crispy rice crust. It was very delicious. Zhao Yun'er then mixed some rice crust with rice into a ball, and put some vegetables and shredded meat in it. After making 4 balls, Zhao Yun'er put them on a plate and covered it with another plate. According to Zhao Tianfu, old Zhao's family had started to cultivate the fields again these days. Several men were working hard, and Zhao Tianan was also working in the fields. Zhao Yun'er was afraid that with the food in old Zhao's family, Zhao Tianan would be hungry after working for a while. Later, she would send some tea and rice balls over, which could be considered as an extra meal for Zhao Tianan. "Tianfu, do you know where your brother Tianan works in the afternoon?" "I know." "Well, let's go give your brother Tianan some rice balls in the afternoon, and then catch bullfrogs, okay?" "Okay." Chapter 132. The children in the countryside didn't have much entertainment, and there weren't many things that interested them. Other than catching bullfrogs, the children also played some other games together. However, the children in the village rejected Dao Du, and didn't take Dao Du to play. If it weren't for Zhao Tianfu, Dao Du wouldn't know what to do and would probably be even more lonely. "Second sister, can we take Sanner with us when we catch bullfrogs in the afternoon? He also helped us catch bullfrogs today." Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, "Of course. It would be more interesting to have a few more children together." Zhao Yun'er first went to Auntie Lu's place and borrowed her family's steamer. She didn't have such a thing at home. After washing the dishes, she casually busied herself. It was already 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Zhao Yun'er was carrying a basket with rice balls in it. There was also a small jar with honey water that she had made. Zhao Yun'er took the children to old Zhao's family's fields. Old Zhao's family hadn't separated yet. Over the years, they had saved up money to buy fields. Slowly, the number of fields had increased. Overall, the conditions in Xueqi village were above average. When Zhao Yun'er arrived, Zhao Baoshan, her eldest uncle, second uncle, her father, and fourth uncle were busy in the fields. Among the children in the branch, her eldest uncle's eldest cousin was studying, so he wasn't allowed to intervene in this kind of rough work. Second cousin brother also came to help, as well as Zhao Tianan. The others were all girls and children, and they weren't allowed to come to the fields. Although there were cows in the fields in ancient times, not every family had cows. There were only a few families in the village who raised cows. At this time, they were also using their cows to open up the fields at home. If they helped others open up the fields, they would be charged 30 to 40 copper coins per moo. Many villagers were reluctant to do so. Anyway, there were many people in the family. They could slowly use the shovel to reclaim 1 or 2 moo of land in a day. This could save them a small amount of money. After a few days of hard work, old Zhao's family's fields were almost completely reclaimed. Now the main thing was to fill the fields with water, then sprinkle rice, and wait for the seedlings to grow. The men rolled up their trousers and walked barefoot in the field. When Zhao Yun'er came over, the first person who saw Zhao Yun'er was Zhao Yun'er's second cousin, Zhao Tianhu. "Second cousin, why are you here? Zhao Tianhu greeted Zhao Yun politely. Zhao Yun greeted Zhao Tianhu. I'm here to look for Tianan. Zhao Yun smiled. Oh. Zhao Tianhu responded and shouted to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, your second sister is looking for you. Zhao Tianan looked back. When he saw Zhao Yun, he was a little happy and walked in the direction of Zhao Yun. Second sister, why are you here? I brought you delicious food. Are you full for lunch? Second sister, why are you bringing me food? You eat it yourself. It's okay. There's still food at home. I'm afraid you'll be tired from work and get hungry easily. If you don't come over for lunch, I'll bring you food. Zhao Yun said and asked Zhao Tianan to sit down. Seeing that Zhao Yun went through so much trouble to come, Zhao Tianan couldn't say anything to refuse. Second sister, I'll go wash my hands first. Okay. Zhao Tianan washed his hands in the small ditch next to him. The ancient river wasn't polluted, so it was very clear and clean. After Zhao Tianan washed his hands, he sat next to Zhao Yun. Chapter 133. Zhao Tianhu said to Zhao Tianan with some envy, Tianan, your second sister is so good to you. Zhao Tianan smiled shyly. In his heart, Zhao Yun was good to him. Zhao Yun was embarrassed to let Zhao Tianan eat alone. Seeing that Zhao Tianhu usually treated her well, unlike the other people in old Zhao's family, she said to Zhao Tianhu, second cousin, wash your hands and eat one too. It's easy to get tired from working. Zhao Tianan wanted to refuse, but he didn't have enough for lunch. Looking at Zhao Yun pinching the fragrant rice balls, his mouth was overflowing with saliva, so he said, okay, thank you, Yun. You're welcome. As for the other people in old Zhao's family, Zhao Yun didn't greet them. There were only 4 rice balls, and it wasn't enough to eat all of them. Zhao Tianhu ate one and asked him to eat another, but he was unwilling to eat more. Second sister, your rice balls are really delicious, Zhao Tianan said. The rice balls that other people pinched didn't have any vegetables in them, but Zhao Yun picked up shredded pork with green peppers. It was the most appetizing thing, so naturally, she felt it was delicious. Yes, cousin Yun's rice balls are really delicious. Zhao Tianhu didn't expect that the food that Zhao Yun sent over would be so delicious. After eating it, the aftertaste was endless. It wasn't that Zhao Yun's food was really good, but old Zhao's family's food was too poor during this period of time. They ate coarse grains and vegetables every day. Drink some water after eating. Zhao Yun handed over the honey water again. Thank you, second sister. After Zhao Tianan muttered a few mouthfuls, he found that it was sweet. Second sister, this is honey water, right? Yes. Second sister, you can just give it to Daodu. Why did you give it to me? It's okay. You're tired from working. You should eat something good. Yes. Second sister, thank you. Zhao Tianan didn't know what to say other than being moved. Haha, there's no need to be so polite with me. Zhao Yun and Zhao Tianan chatted for a while on the ridge. Zhao Tianan said, second sister, I have to go to work. I can't just stand there. Go, rest if you're tired. Got it, second sister. Come over to second sister's place to eat when you have time. Second sister will deliver it to you when I have time. All right. Zhao Yun picked up the basket and started to pack up. Just now, except for her father, all the men in old Zhao's family acted as if they hadn't seen her. One could imagine how disgusted she was in these people's eyes. Zhao Qianfu took Daodu and San Er with him. In a short while, they caught several. Mother, look. Daodu held the bullfrog in his hand in front of Zhao Yun and swung it a few times. Zhao Yun praised a few words of praise to the children. She didn't expect them to catch even more. Within an hour, he had actually caught 20 of them. The countryside wasn't polluted, so no one caught bullfrogs. In addition, there were many insects in spring, so the bullfrogs grew more and more quickly. Looking at so many bullfrogs, it was estimated that they could eat several meals. An idea suddenly popped up in her mind. Should she take these bullfrogs to town and sell them for money? People in ancient times didn't know how to eat bullfrogs, but she did. Of course, if she took it directly to town, no one would buy it. She could first take it to a restaurant, cook it, let people try it, and then sell it to the restaurant. Such a delicious bullfrog should be able to sell well. Chapter 134. Only by earning more money could she bring Dowdu to live a good life. Let's go back. Mother will make steamed buns for you to eat as a reward, Zhao Yuner said with a smile. The children skipped back to the house with her. On the way back, Zhao Yuner discussed with the children. When they were free, they would catch more bullfrogs for her. Tomorrow, she would go to the town. When she reached an agreement with the restaurant, she would ask Zhao Tianfu to bring a few more children to catch bullfrogs. The children in the countryside had nothing to do. The more bullfrogs they caught, the more candy they would be given. She believed that with the temptation of candy, the children would be able to catch the bullfrogs enthusiastically. When the time came, she could sell them for money and buy some candy. Of course, if she did this, the children in the village would not isolate Dowdu too much. Back at home, Zhao Yuner went into the kitchen and began to make steamed buns. Dowdu, Zhao Tianfu, and San Er stayed in the corner to play with mud. Zhao Yuner chopped the meat she bought into minced meat and added some seasonings. Then, she mixed it into the stuffing, which immediately emitted a fragrant smell. She also bought some baking powder from the market and began to knead it with flour. The steamed bun was not big, so she did not add much stuffing. In the end, she made 40 steamed buns with half a kilogram of meat, which was enough for them to eat for a long time. Zhao Yuner placed the steamed buns in the steamer basket, then placed them in the pot and steamed them over a large fire. After 10 to 20 minutes, the fragrance filled the air. In addition to the meat-steamed buns, there was a little flour left over. Zhao Yuner made 3 steamed buns. The children were originally playing happily. When they smelled the fragrance, they ran over like greedy kittens. "Mother, are you done?" Dowdu asked in a childish voice. Okay. Wash your hands first. Otherwise, if your hands are dirty, you will have a stomachache if you eat the steamed buns. Zhao Yuner brought out a basin of water and washed the children's hands one by one. Then, she took out the steamed buns and let them cool before handing them to the children. "Here, have a taste." Zhao Yuner gave one to each child. When he handed it to Zhu Sander was too embarrassed to take it. "Auntie, I don't need it. My mother said that I can't just eat other people's food. Auntie has a lot here. You caught a bullfrog for Auntie today. This is your reward." But, Zhu Sana wanted to say something, but seeing Dowdu and Zhao Tianfu's satisfied expressions, she swallowed her saliva. Unable to resist the temptation of the steamed bun, Zhu San also took it and ate it. Zhao Yuner patted Zhu Saner's head and said, "Saner, don't be embarrassed. Since Auntie gave it to you, it means it's for you." Zhu Saner also politely thanked Zhao Yuner. "Thank you, Auntie." "You're welcome. Mother, the meat buns you made are so fragrant and delicious, much better than the buns bought in town." "That's right. Second sister. I also think second sister's cooking is better. You all have sweet mouths. If you like to eat, then eat a few more. There's still a lot." When Zhao Yuner called the children to eat, she also ate one herself. With a bite, her mouth was filled with the fragrance of meat. Her cooking skills were really good. Chapter 135. Mother, can I get a meat bun for Little Black? Dowdu didn't forget about Little Black after he finished eating. However, Dowdu knew that meat buns were good stuff, and Zhao Yuner might not be willing to part with them. "Mother, I'll eat one less and give it to Little Black, okay?" Zhao Yuner smiled and said, "Of course, I'll go get one now." Little Black was sleeping in the kennel. Dowdu woke him up and said to him, "Little Black, it's time to eat a meat bun." Little Black opened his eyes. When he saw Dowdu, he immediately wagged his tail enthusiastically. "Come, eat it." Dowdu broke off a small piece and brought it to Little Black's mouth. Little Black stuck out his tongue and swallowed it. Dowdu continued to feed him. Although Little Black didn't look big, he still ate the entire bun. After feeding Little Black, the children couldn't stay at home anymore. They ran out, saying that they were catching bullfrogs. Zhao Yuner didn't stop them and let them go. If they could catch more, she would go to the town tomorrow to try it out. After the children left, Zhao Yuner was about to send a steamer to Aunt Lu when Lu Lei came over. This time, He came to deliver wood to Zhao Yun. He prepared bundles of wood and placed them in Zhao Yun's yard. He knew that Zhao Yun had a child and was a woman, so it was inconvenient for her to get wood. Yun, I saw that there wasn't much wood left outside your house, so I brought some for you, Lu Lei said. Thank you, Brother Lei. Zhao Yun revealed a sweet smile. You're welcome. Lu Lei smiled foolishly. Leave the things here. If there's nothing else, I'll go back first. Lu Lei looked at Zhao Yun reluctantly and prepared to leave. Wait, Brother Lei. Zhao Yun stopped Lu Lei. What's wrong? Lu Lei looked at Zhao Yun with anticipation in his eyes. He thought that Zhao Yun had something to say. Brother Lei Z, I steamed some buns. I'll bring you 2 to try. Lu Lei wanted to say no, but Zhao Yun had already entered the kitchen and came out with 3 buns in her hands. Come, Brother Lei, let's eat. The steamed bun in her hand was still hot and fragrant. Lu Lei held it in his hand but didn't eat it. Zhao Yun hurriedly urged, Brother Lei, why aren't you eating? Hurry up and eat. Don't be shy. You've already sent me so much wood. What's wrong with eating 2 buns? Lu Lei smiled. All right then. Yun, I'll eat. Thank you. You're welcome. Eat up. By the way, I'm going to town tomorrow. Is there anything you want me to bring? Brother Lei Z, you're going to town tomorrow too? Yes. I'm going too. Are you going to sell your game? Yes. When I went to the mountain today, I caught 2 wild hares and a deer. I should be able to sell them for a lot of money. Brother Lei Z, congratulations. I'm just supporting myself. I just want to save more money. I want to buy some land back. That's not bad. Lu Lei wanted to say that he was saving money to buy land for Zhao Yun. If he had a few acres of land, he could give Zhao Yun and Daodu a stable life. By the way, Brother Lei Z, do you usually sell your game to the restaurant? Yes. If I send it directly to the restaurant, the price will be higher. The restaurant will fight for fresh game. If I sell it to others, it will still be passed through the restaurant in the end. It's not worth it for me. Oh. Chapter 136. Lu Lei often dealt with the restaurant, so he was familiar with the people there. If she went to sell bullfrogs alone, she didn't know if she would be kicked out by the restaurant. Then, Brother Lei, can you take me with you when you go to the restaurant tomorrow? I also have something to sell. Of course, but Yun, what do you have to sell? It's not anything good. I might not be able to sell it now, but I'm just going to try. Okay. Lu Lei didn't ask further and went back. Zhao Yun, returned Auntie Lu's steamer and gave Auntie Lu a few buns. When she returned home, the children came back with a small basket filled with 10 to 20 bullfrogs. Mother, can we eat bullfrogs again tonight? If you want to eat, Mother will make it for you. Unknowingly, Daodu had also become a little gluttonous cat. After Zhao Yun had dinner, she killed all the bullfrogs. She cleaned them and put them away, waiting for them to be sent to the town tomorrow. If the people in the restaurant saw the appearance of the bullfrogs, they would probably find someone to catch them themselves and wouldn't buy them from her. Zhao Yun hoped that selling bullfrogs would be a long-term process of making money, so that it could give her a guarantee for her life. After everything was done, Zhao Yun went to bed early. These days, Zhao Tianfu's food and drink were all with her, so he was too lazy to go back at night. He directly squeezed into a bed and slept with Zhao Yun. The 2 children slept soundly. Zhao Yun touched their sleeping faces and pulled the quilt over them. If she succeeded in making money this time, she should buy a quilt back. She couldn't continue to make do like this. Early the next morning, Zhao Yun got up and went to the city again. When she arrived at Old Man Hu's place, Lu Lei was already there, carrying a sack in his hand. Inside was the game to be sold today. Early in the morning, she saw Old Man Hu smoking a cigarette with obvious scars on his face. Zhao Yun asked, Old Man Hu, what happened to your face? Did you accidentally fall? Father Hu sighed and said, I didn't fall down. I was scratched by your grandmother. My grandmother? Yeah. Didn't we come back early yesterday? As soon as your grandmother came back, she rushed to my house to reason with me, saying that I shouldn't have thrown her down, causing her to spend 30 copper coins in a carriage to come back. Zhao Yuner felt that Hua Chunhua was really weird. She was the one who didn't want to reason with Hua Chunhua, but in the end, she found someone else to reason with. However, it wasn't the first time that Hua Chunhua was unreasonable. After Father Hu finished speaking, the women in the car who knew the truth of the matter yesterday all condemned old Madame Hua. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's go, let's go. Old Man Hu put down his pipe and chuckled. The ox cart started to move unsteadily. When Zhao Yun arrived in Sun City, she followed Lu Lei to one of the bigger restaurants in Sun City, Fulin Restaurant. The game that Lu Lei sold had been compared with several restaurants, and this restaurant gave the most honest price. For a long time, Lu Lei had been working with this restaurant. The waiters in the restaurant already recognized Lu Lei, so Zhao Yuner and Lu Lei successfully entered the backyard of the restaurant. The waiters inside were very busy, running back and forth. Chapter 137. Lu Lei smiled at the waiter of the restaurant and said, "It's okay, don't worry, I'll wait." Zhao Yun looked around, curious about what the kitchen of this ancient restaurant looked like. After looking around, she found that the kitchen of this ancient restaurant was really big. Many cooks were busy working in the front and back, and there were also manservants in the kitchen. In ancient times, there was no gas or natural gas, so they used wood to cook, so it was more troublesome. A burst of fragrance floated out from the backyard. Zhao Yuner and Lu Lei waited for about 20 minutes before the restaurant shopkeeper came over. He was a man in his early 40s, dressed in black clothes, and his hair was neatly combed. Unlike other merchants, he did not have the air of a merchant. The shopkeeper, Sun Zhongquan, walked in front of Lu Lei and explained to him, "Today, an important guest came to the restaurant, so it was delayed." "Lu Lei, what did you send today? Let me see." Lu Lei took out his prey from the sack and said, "I just got it yesterday, it's still fresh." "I know, it's all alive, so it must be fresh. Go and weigh it. Then I'll give you the money." Sun Zhongquan did not talk much nonsense with Lu Lei. He was simple and direct, and did not waste each other's time. This was why Lu Lei liked to deal with Sun Zhongquan. Lu Lei nodded. Lu Lei's prey was much more than before, and this time he sold it for more than 800 copper coins. Zhao Yuner was a little envious, but at the same time, she was happy for Lu Lei. "Shopkeeper, then you continue with your work, I'll leave first." Lu Lei said goodbye. "Wait," Zhao Yuner suddenly said. Lu Lei and Sun Zhongquan both looked at Zhao Yuner. Lu Lei knew that Zhao Yuner came to the restaurant today to sell something, but he was in a hurry to leave, so he forgot. Sun Zhongquan asked, "Miss, what's the matter?" Zhao Yuner put down the basket on her back, then took out the washed bullfrog meat and put it in front of Sun Zhongquan. "Shopkeeper, this is what I brought. Take a look and see if you accept it." Sun Zhongquan's attitude was not bad. He did not ignore Zhao Yuner. "Little girl, what is this?" Sun Zhongquan didn't recognize the bullfrog meat made by Zhao Yuner. He had been running the restaurant for many years and had seen many ingredients. "Shopkeeper, this is a bullfrog. I caught it from my family. It tastes pretty good." Although Zhao Yuner said so, Sun Zhongquan did not have much interest. "Miss, I've never seen this thing before, so I don't know if it's edible. Besides, even if it's edible, my chef hasn't made it before, and my customers haven't eaten it before, so I might not be able to sell it. Usually, the restaurant sends a lot of ingredients over." Sun Zhongquan's meaning was obvious. He didn't want to accept it. In fact, it was understandable. The restaurant was not willing to take the risk of casually bringing something over. Sun Zhongquan was being polite. If it was someone else, she would have been kicked out of the restaurant. Chapter 138. This. "Manager, why don't you let her try it? You won't lose out anyway," Lu Lei chimed in from the side. Sun Zhongquan thought for a moment and nodded. The competition in the restaurant business in Yang City was still quite fierce. If there were no fresh and special dishes that other restaurants didn't have, it would be difficult to attract customers. If Zhao Yuner did well this time, it wouldn't hurt to use it. "Thank you, manager," Zhao Yuner said with a smile. As long as she was given a chance, it would be easy. "Manager, let me borrow your kitchen for a while." "Okay." Sun Zhongquan led Zhao Yuner into the kitchen. There were more pots in the kitchen, so he let Zhao Yuner have one. Before cooking, Zhao Yuner first washed the bullfrog and then drained the water. She poured some oil into the pot, and after heating it up, she added star anise, chili, pepper, garlic, and ginger and stir-fried it until it was fragrant. Then she added some cooking wine, soy sauce, salt, and sugar and stir-fried it until it was smooth. Then, she added a little water and continued to stir-fry it. After about 3 to 5 minutes, the broth had dried up, and a pot of boiled bullfrog was ready to be served. The fragrant smell immediately attracted the attention of the surrounding people. What is this? Why is it so fragrant? Yeah, it smells so good. I've never seen it before. We don't know. Where did this little girl get it? I don't know. Anyway, smelling this fragrance, it should taste good. Sun Zhongquan looked at Zhao Yuner, who was cooking very neatly. Her cooking skills were not inferior to the chefs in the restaurant. He couldn't help but take a few more glances at Zhao Yuner. This girl's cooking skills seemed to be good. Zhao Yuner scooped up the cooked bullfrog, filling 2 plates. The other chefs in the restaurant couldn't help but come over, wanting to taste the bullfrog. Come, manager, try it, Zhao Yuner said and handed over the chopsticks. Sun Zhongquan nodded. All right. After picking up a piece and putting it into his mouth, Sun Zhongquan's eyes widened at the delicious taste, tender meat and aroma of the bullfrog. This taste is really good, delicious, delicious. Sun Zhongquan praised as he spoke. Manager, can we try it? The other chefs were also eager to give it a try. Come on, have a taste. Don't blame me for saying that there aren't many dishes in our restaurant that can compare with this. Chef, who was originally unconvinced, also repeatedly praised it after tasting it. The smell was right there, and it was impossible not to be convinced. Shopkeeper, what do you think? Do you think I can buy it? Sun Zhongquan pondered for a while and still had some concerns. But what if the food we tried is delicious and the customers don't know about it and don't want to order it? How about this, shopkeeper? I'll send you the ingredients for the next few days. You can give them to the customers for free. After a few days, you can check the situation and decide to buy from me. Then we can talk about the price, okay? This method didn't have any losses for Sun Zhongquan. Even if he wanted to refuse, he couldn't find a way to do so. That was good too. The customers wouldn't refuse to give it away for free. If they liked it, they would definitely order it. All right then. Little girl, you really know how to do business. Haha. It's my honor that manager is willing to give me this opportunity. Chapter 139. After the two of them reached an agreement, Zhao Yuner told them about Bullfrog's method and taught it to a few chefs. However, they agreed that when Sun Zhongquan sold bullfrogs, he could only purchase them from her place. Manager, these are just 2 bullfrog recipes. When we officially cooperate, I'll tell you some other recipes. All right. Sun Zhongquan replied. When Zhao Yuner was about to leave, a waiter hurriedly ran to Sun Zhongquan and said, Manager, young Master Helion said that the dishes in our restaurant are too bad and asked us to serve a few more dishes. He's treating people to a meal today, and our restaurant's dishes are not good enough to serve guests. Sun Zhongquan frowned and looked very troubled. This young Master Helion was not someone he could offend casually. It was not easy for him to come here, so he had to seize the opportunity. He would be a big financial backer in the future. Then make a few more dishes. Sun Zhongquan instructed the chefs to cook quickly until this financial backer was satisfied. Manager, didn't this young lady just make one? I think the taste is not bad. I think young Master Helion will like it. If it doesn't work, can we serve it to young Master Helion first? Let's hurry up and make more. We can't let young Master Helion wait too long, a chef suggested. Yes. Hurry up and bring it over. Sun Zhongquan called out. When Zhao Yuner heard these people mention young Master Helion, she guessed if it was Helion Chen. There were not many people with the surname Helion in Yang City. Looking at Sun Zhongquan's attitude, this young Master Helion's identity was definitely not ordinary. Connecting all these factors, only Helion Chen was left. All right. The waiter carried the dishes away eagerly. After a while, he scurried back and said to Sun Zhongquan, Manager, young Master Helion said it was delicious after tasting it. He said he wants another bowl. Haha, that's good. Sun Zhongquan heaved a sigh of relief. Sun Zhongquan smiled and called out to his chef to make more dishes according to Zhao Yuner's previous recipe. The waiter continued, "Shopkeeper, young Master Helion also said that he doesn't know what kind of meat this is and has never eaten it before. He wants the chef who makes this dish here to go over and explain." Sun Zhongquan was struck dumb for a second. He had only heard from Zhao Yuner that it was a bullfrog, but he didn't know what kind of meat it was. He didn't dare to answer Helion Chen's question, and only said that it was bullfrog meat. If Helion Chen continued to ask and he couldn't answer, Helion Chen might get angry. Therefore, Zhao Yuner still had to go over and explain to Helion Chen. "Miss, if you're not in a hurry to go back, is it convenient for you to explain to my guest?" Sun Zhongquan's attitude was very polite. Zhao Yuner could not refuse. She was the one who had sold this thing, so she had to explain it clearly. Thus he replied, "Yes, shopkeeper." Sun Zhongquan asked the waiter to bring Zhao Yuner to the private room. Zhao Yuner arrived in front of the private room. When she pushed the door open and entered, the person inside was indeed Helion Chen. And sitting beside Helion Chen was Mu Lianfeng. The moment she saw Mu Lianfeng, Zhao Yuner was slightly stunned. She didn't expect to see him again, and in such a short period of time. However, Mu Lianfeng's expression didn't look very good. The moment Mu Lianfeng saw Zhao Yuner, his eyes lit up, and his originally gloomy expression finally looked much better. Chapter 140. That woman's appearance was not bad. She looked like she was 16 or 17 years old. She was dressed in peach-colored clothes and was very gorgeous and pretty. There was a golden hairpin on her head and tassels hanging down from her forehead. She was really a lovely and beautiful lady. Zhao Yuner felt that even if she were a woman, she would be attracted to her. This ancient era did not seem like the 21st century. There was not much makeup on her face, so she still had a very pure feeling. Helion Chen looked up and saw Zhao Yuner. He hurriedly greeted Zhao Yuner with a smile. "Miss Yuner, why are you here?" Zhao Yuner smiled and nodded at Helion Chen as a greeting. She pointed at the bullfrog on the table and said to Helion Chen, "Young Master Helion, didn't you say yourself that you wanted to know what this is?" Helion Chen glanced at the bullfrog and was stunned. Then he smiled and said, "Miss Yuner, did you make this?" "Haha, I was wondering why it was so delicious. Your culinary skills are naturally needless to say. But why did you come to Fulin restaurant to cook? Could it be that you became a chef here?" Zhao Yuner smiled and shook her head. Her culinary skills were all right and could make people feel that the taste was not bad. However, compared to these professional chefs, there were still many shortcomings. "Then why?" Helion Chen asked curiously. "Why do you have so many whys?" Mu Lianfeng scolded Helion Chen unhappily. Helion Chen looked at Mu Lianfeng. "Ah Feng, why are you pretending? Am I not helping you to ask? Don't tell me you don't want to know." Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched, but he did not refute. Mu Lianfeng's reaction made the woman sitting at the side a little unhappy. Her gaze could not help but fall on Zhao Yuner with a trace of hostility in her eyes. "Cousin, who is she?" Murong Shuang asked. Her cousin usually didn't care about any woman. Even to her, he had a cold and indifferent attitude, but to Zhao Yuner, it was a little different. Mu Lianfeng glared at Helion Chen. This fellow must have said this in front of his cousin on purpose. Helion Chen looked at Mu Lianfeng gloatingly. Mu Lianfeng touched his forehead and said, "Not anyone, just a friend of mine." Murong Shuang remained skeptical. "Friends? Cousin, she's just a country bumpkin. How can you be friends with someone like her?" Murong Shuang looked at Zhao Yuner with a hint of disgust in her eyes. Zhao Yuner frowned when she heard Murong Shuang's words. What kind of words were these? Just because their statuses were different and the difference was too great, they couldn't be friends with others? The corners of her mouth curled up with a sarcastic smile. Perhaps what Murong Shuang said was the most normal thing in the eyes of the people of this era. In the eyes of others, she and Mu Lianfeng were not even fit to be friends, let alone be together. Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched, and he looked at Zhao Yuner worriedly, afraid that Zhao Yuner would be angry. What he saw was Zhao Yuner's calm face. "Cousin, do you still want to care who I'm friends with?" Mu Lianfeng replied indifferently. But Murong Shuang knew that Mu Lianfeng was angry. "Cousin," Gu Ning said. Chapter 141. How dare she seduce her cousin's woman? She would never let her go. The reason why she didn't speak now was because she didn't want Mu Lianfeng to be angry. Anyway, some things could be done behind the scenes. There was no need to make Mu Lianfeng unhappy. Sister Shuang Miss Yun is very good. It's okay to be friends. She's also my friend. Helian Chen also chimed in. Zhao Yun felt the hostility from Murong Shuang. She guessed that Murong Shuang must like Mu Lianfeng, which was why she treated her like this. There was an indescribable feeling in her heart. It was a little bitter. Zhao Yun couldn't force a smile. She changed the topic and pointed at the bullfrog on the table to explain to Helian Chen. This dish is made with bullfrog. You probably haven't eaten it before. That's why you think it's delicious. What's a bullfrog? It's something that looks a little like a toad. When Zhao Yun finished speaking, the people in the private room immediately felt their stomachs churn. They were so disgusted that they were about to vomit. Because it was Murong Shuang's first time tasting that kind of delicious taste, she also ate a lot just now. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she retched and slapped the table. Then she stood up and pointed at Zhao Yun and reprimanded. You bitch, you actually let me eat this. Do you want to die? How can you even serve such a disgusting thing? Let's see if you'll be punished later. After Murong Shuang finished speaking, she pulled Mu Lianfeng's hand and said, Cousin, look at her. Just thinking about it makes me sick. She actually let us eat this kind of thing. Mu Lianfeng endured the discomfort in his chest. In fact, he was also disgusted. Helian Chen simply retched under the table. Zhao Yun frowned even deeper. Weren't these people's reactions a little too exaggerated? If she had known, she wouldn't have mentioned the toad. Cough cough. After Helian Chen coughed heavily a few times, he said to Zhao Yun, Miss Yun, how can this toad be eaten? I only said it looks like a toad. It's not a toad. Bullfrogs can be eaten. You've also tasted it. It's delicious and its meat is very tender. Other meat can't compare to it. It's really not a toad. Helian Chen still asked with uncertainty. No. If it is, you should be poisoned now. Aren't you fine now? Helian Chen thought about it and agreed. He didn't feel any discomfort after eating it. He let out a long sigh of relief. It's good that it's not. Miss Yun, you really scared me to death. If it's a toad, I reckon that I won't be able to eat for a few days. Don't worry. Not everything can be placed on the table. I know that. But because bullfrogs look a little similar to toads, no one eats them now. That's why they don't know the taste of bullfrogs. Miss Yun, if you say so, then it's this young master's honor? Zhao Yun said with a smile. I didn't expect young Master Helian to eat it on the first day I sent it to the restaurant. It's fate, right? Helian Chen nodded and said, Haha, yes. It means that this young master should eat it. This young master has also tasted many delicacies. This is the first time I've eaten this. Chapter 142. Zhao Yun was very uncomfortable with Murong Shuang holding on to her and not letting go. She had really offended someone for no reason at all. Then how do you want to punish me? Zhao Yun replied. What kind of attitude is this? Shouldn't a country bumpkin be polite to me when you see me? If you want to admit your mistake, you should be more humble. Zhao Yun only felt that it was funny. How did she know that she was going to admit her mistake? However, when she heard Murong Shuang call herself a princess, she understood why Murong Shuang was so arrogant. Wasn't it because of her identity? Princess, I didn't do anything wrong. This thing is not poisonous and can still be eaten. It tastes good and is a normal dish. I'm sure you'll be happy eating it. Why are you blaming me now? Zhao Yun couldn't help but reply. You talk to me like this. Even if you don't say disgusting things, I can punish you for your crime. Zhao Yun smiled slightly. Princess, if you use your connections, you can punish me for my crime. However, according to the laws of Dezhou country, there shouldn't be any crime that can punish me for, right? In order to understand more about the world she had transmigrated to, Zhao Yun had also studied the laws here before. She knew that what Murong Shuang did was not punishable, so she was not disrespectful to Murong Shuang. Of course, Zhao Yun'er's words were for Murong Shuang to hear. If this woman really punished her, then she would be instigating an official to bend the law for personal gain. The Zhou country had a related crime for instigating an official to bend the law for personal gain. Even if Murong Shuang was a princess, she could not escape the punishment of the law. You! Murong Shuang actually didn't know what to say for a moment. Helian Chen and Murong Feng both glanced at Zhao Yun'er. They didn't expect Zhao Yun'er to be so good at talking. She could actually make Murong Shuang speechless. Usually, Murong Shuang was extremely arrogant. She had always been the one to talk to others, and no one had ever talked to her. Zhao Yun'er stood straight. She didn't do anything wrong. What was there to be afraid of? All right, cousin, don't be so unforgiving. You just ate and said it was delicious. Isn't it a little inappropriate to blame others now? Since you find it disgusting, why don't you stop eating it next time? Cousin, seeing how Mu Lianfeng was so protective of Zhao Yun'er, Murong Shuang stomped her feet in anger. She wanted to say something, but when she met Mu Lianfeng's cold eyes, she lowered her head. Zhao Yun'er did not want to stay here any longer. She said to Mu Lianfeng and Helian Chen, "If there's nothing else, I'll go back first. The ox cart back to the village will be leaving soon." Helian Chen and Mu Lianfeng did not know what to say. Mu Lianfeng also knew that it was useless for Zhao Yun'er to stay here any longer. It would only make Murong Shuang more hostile. "All right, Miss Yun'er. Be careful on the road." Okay. Zhao Yun'er turned and left the private room. After bidding farewell to Sun Zhongquan, she left Fulin restaurant with Lu Lei. Upstairs, Mu Lianfeng happened to open the window to get some fresh air. When he looked down, he saw Zhao Yun'er and Lu Lei walking side by side. The two of them were talking and laughing together. Looking at the sweet smile on Zhao Yun'er's face, Mu Lianfeng did not know why he felt uncomfortable in his heart. Chapter 143. Zhao Yun'er and Lu Lei hadn't eaten breakfast yet. It was still early, only around 8 or 9 o'clock. Father Hu's carriage wouldn't leave until around 10 o'clock, so they still had a lot of time. There were many breakfast shops in town. Lu Lei took Zhao Yun'er to a noodle stall and sat down. He said to Zhao Yun'er, "Yun'er, the noodles in this noodle shop taste good. I used to come here often to eat. The most important thing is that it's affordable and the quantity is large. I can eat my fill every time I eat here." Zhao Yun'er smiled. She didn't care where they ate. Since Lu Lei wanted to eat here, then so be it. There were a few tables and chairs in the stall. The people who came to eat the noodles sat at the table. A fragrant smell wafted into Zhao Yun'er's nose. Zhao Yun'er took a deep breath. It was so fragrant. The people at the table seemed to be eating very happily. They held the bowls and ate, making waves of noises. Lu Lei and Zhao Yun'er found an empty seat and sat down. Lu Lei smiled at Zhao Yun'er and said, "Yun'er, I made a lot of money today. I'll treat you to this meal." "Lu Dalai, there's no need for that. I appreciate your kindness. Yun'er, you don't have to be polite with me. I've never treated you to a meal. This is the first time." Zhao Yun'er thought about it and agreed. She said to Lu Lei, "Brother Lei, okay, you treat me to a meal. But let's make a deal. When I make money later, I'll treat you to a meal too." Lu Lei agreed in one breath. "Okay, Yun'er, I'll treat you this time. When you make money later, you can treat me again." The two of them reached an agreement, and a smile appeared on Lu Lei's face. After a while, the stall owner came up to greet them with a smile. "Hello, two guests. What would you like to eat?" "I want a bowl of plain noodles," Zhao Yun'er said. She didn't want to eat too well, as it would cost Lu Lei more money. Zhao Yun'er still wanted to save as much as possible. After all, it wasn't easy for Lu Lei to earn money, and he risked his life to bring back these praise. Lu Lei hurriedly said to the stall owner, "No plain noodles. Give her a bowl of beef noodles." "All right," the stall owner replied with a smile. Zhao Yun'er looked at Lu Lei. Lu Lei explained, "Yun'er, what's so good about noodles? Why don't you cook them at home? His beef noodles are very fragrant and delicious." "But it's also expensive." Zhao Yuner was distressed about the money. In ancient times, beef was twice as expensive as pork. After all, in ancient times, cows were used for farming. Under normal circumstances, cows were rarely killed for food. Of course, in the 21st century, beef was much more expensive than pork. It's okay, Yuner. Try it. It's delicious. Anyway, it's not often. It's not easy to treat you to a meal. You don't have to be so polite. Are you eating it? If you don't eat it, I'll feel bad if I eat it alone. Lu Lei gritted his teeth. Okay, I'll eat it too. Yuner, let's each have a bowl. Therefore, Zhao Yuner and Lu Lei ordered 2 bowls of beef noodles together. About 10 minutes later, the noodles were served. A stronger beef aroma made Zhao Yuner salivate. She admitted that she was also greedy. She hadn't tasted beef for a long time. In her previous life, beef was her favorite. Chapter 144. The bottom of the big bowl was full of noodles, and the top was a layer of beef. The beef was stir-fried with chili. When it was poured into the bowl, even the originally light soup had a spicy taste. Zhao Yun liked spicy food, so the beef noodles were the most suitable for her taste. Zhao Yun and Lu Lei looked at each other and began to eat. Lu Lei usually didn't eat anything good, so a bowl of beef noodles was very precious to him. Men who worked ate fast, so in less than 5 minutes, Lu Lei had already swallowed the noodles. After Lu Lei finished eating, he wiped his mouth with his sleeve. It was very casual. The people in the countryside were not so particular, so they were basically casual. Zhao Yun looked at the half bowl of noodles left in her bowl and said with a smile, "Brother Lei, you ate so fast. Are you full? I still have some here. Do you want some?" After Zhao Yun finished speaking, Lu Lei hurriedly waved his hand and said, "No, Yun you can eat by yourself. I'm full." "Really?" "Of course. How can I not be full with such a big bowl?" Zhao Yun nodded and said with a smile, "Okay then, Brother Lei, I'll eat." "Eat, Yun You're too thin. You should eat more. It's not good for girls to be too thin. It'll hurt when I carry you like that." Cough, cough. Zhao Yun coughed violently a few times. Some chili was stuck in her throat, and there was some burning pain. "Yun what's wrong?" Lu Lei asked, looking at Zhao Yun with concern. "I'm fine." Zhao Yun continued to cough. She was just shocked by Lu Lei's words and accidentally choked herself. This guy. Could it be that he knew how to hold a thin woman before? "Come, drink some water." Lu Lei picked up a bowl of water and gave it to Zhao Yun. After Zhao Yun gulped down 2 mouthfuls of cold water, her throat immediately felt better. "Yun eat slowly. Don't rush." "All right." Zhao Yun lowered her head and continued eating. After the 2 of them finished eating, Lu Lei bought some ingredients, rice, oil, and salt. The 2 of them then returned to Papa Hu's ox cart. The woman who went to the town today couldn't help but complain, "Sigh, business is getting worse and worse these days. After selling for so long, my throat is sore. I wonder how much money I can sell. What can we do? What we're selling isn't anything good. Everyone has it. It's not easy to earn money. I can't live anymore." "Don't say that, take your time. Which family has it easy?" When the women were sighing, they saw Zhao Yun and Lu Lei coming over. The 2 of them were talking and laughing. They must have made a lot of money. Thus, she asked sarcastically, "Yun girl, you made a lot of money this time, right?" As she spoke, the woman stretched her head towards Zhao Yun's basket. "The things are all gone. That means they're sold out." Zhao Yun was very disgusted by other people's behavior. She didn't want to bother with that woman. Perhaps it was because the business today wasn't very good and she thought that Zhao Yun had made money, so she was in a bad mood. She said angrily to Zhao Yun, "What's with your attitude, girl? I'm asking you a question. You're mute and not talking. What does it have to do with you whether I make money or not? Who are you to me? Do I have to talk to you? You. Chapter 145. Zhao Yun replied indifferently. She just couldn't understand why some people like to cause trouble for no reason. She didn't say anything. How did she provoke others? Of course, Zhao Yun, didn't know that others were just jealous of her. Damn girl, you people from old Zhao's family are really the same. You're just like that old woman Hua. The woman Zhao Yun, didn't know what to say. She could only start to scold Zhao Yuner in desperation. I am me. Don't put me together with anyone. Zhao Yuner warned her. Her eyes were a little cold, which frightened the woman. Oh, if you don't want to say it, then don't say it. But it's useless no matter how much money you make. Anyway, you can't buy land or the foundation to build a house. You'll give it to old Zhao's family later. Why are you so arrogant in front of me? The woman continued to speak unwillingly. After speaking, she turned her head away. Zhao Yuner was angry at the woman's inexplicable words, but she suddenly caught the message in the woman's words. What she said wasn't wrong. The Great Zhou country's laws also stated that purchasing land and foundations required a household register. It was just like buying and selling real estate at the age of 21. One had to register their identity. In ancient times, the household registration was managed by special people in the county government. If one bought land, they had to register it again. However, Zhao Yuner and Daodu were only driven out by old Zhao's family. They didn't leave old Zhao's household registration. If she wanted to buy land, she could first go through old Zhao's family. Second, she could set up her own household and buy it herself. Of course, old Zhao's family had to agree to the separation, and Li Zhang had to nod his head. Then, she could go to the county government to file the record. Thinking of this, Zhao Yuner frowned. She felt that it was very troublesome. She had to separate before she had a good life. Otherwise, when she had money in the future, she couldn't do these things. She would be targeted by old Zhao's family. Zhao Yuner thought about it for a while. And there was another way. That was when the old Zhao family would split up. When the time came, they would automatically split up. Therefore, when she went back, she could work with her parents to separate the three branches. When Lu Lei saw that Zhao Yuner was deep in thought and didn't speak, he thought that Zhao Yuner was angry with that woman. He comforted her. Yuner, don't worry about what others say. You'll only make yourself angry. Zhao Yuner smiled. I know, brother Lazy. I understand what you're saying. It's like a dog biting me. I can't bite it back. Lu Lei was amused by Zhao Yuner. How come he didn't know that Zhao Yuner had such an unforgiving side? However, he liked it very much. Who are you calling a dog? The woman who had just quarreled with Zhao Yuner jumped out angrily again. Zhao Yuner faintly retorted. Did I say it was you? Why are you in such a hurry to jump out and admit it? You little tch. I really have to teach you a lesson. Old father who saw that a fight was about to break out again, so he quickly knocked on the tobacco pipe. Okay, stop quarreling. Let's go back to the village. If you're still quarreling, get off the carriage. The woman obediently shut her mouth. Zhao Yuner naturally couldn't be bothered to make a move. If she really made a move, she would be able to beat a big man like her, let alone a woman. It was a matter that could be solved in minutes. The carriage slowly arrived at Xueqi village. On the way, Zhao Yuner was thinking about how to instigate Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinqiao to split up. Chapter 146. When Zhao Yun returned to Xueqi village, Daodu and Zhao Qianfu were both at home. They didn't run around. When little He saw that Zhao Yun had returned, he barked a few times at Zhao Yun. However, it was the kind of bark that warmly welcomed its owner back. Mother! Daodu trotted over. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head. Are you hungry? Mother will cook for you. Daodu nodded heavily. Okay. Mother, look, little uncle and I caught a lot of bullfrogs and put them in the bucket. Zhao Yun patted Daodu's head encouragingly. Daodu and little uncle are awesome. Aha. Then, did mother sell any bullfrogs today? Of course, I'll sell more in the future. When the time comes, mother will be able to earn a lot of money and buy a lot of delicious food for Daodu. Daodu seemed to be very happy. Catching bullfrogs not only could make money, but it was also fun. Therefore, Daodu was even more excited. At noon, Zhao Yun steamed the buns from yesterday and fried 2 side dishes. It was quite satisfying. After lunch, Zhao Yun asked Daodu to look after the house while she secretly stuffed a few buns into her sleeve. She was going to give them to Liang Jinqiao later and discuss the separation of the family. Yesterday, she didn't give any buns to her parents. She knew that old Zhao's family would probably keep an eye on Zhao Tianfu if they caught Zhao Tianfu delivering the buns once. If she let Zhao Tianfu take the things back, he would be easily discovered. When Zhao Tianfu was discovered again, many of the good things that the third branch didn't expect would be eaten by others. When Zhao Yun arrived at old Zhao's house was still very lively. In ancient times, most of the people were from big families. Each family had dozens of members, especially those that had not been separated. Zhao Yun was very familiar with this place from the memories of the original owner. After all, she had lived here since she was young. Old Zhao's house was a common adobe house in the countryside. The house was built decades ago when Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua had just gotten married. The house faced south, with 3 rooms in each direction. The first branch and his wife shared a room, while the eldest cousin and his wife shared a room. The second branch, third branch, and fourth branch were all in the 3 rooms on the west side. Zhao Xinhui's room in the north was next to Hua Chunhua's room. The room in the east was used as the kitchen, and the remaining room in the north was used as a storeroom. Therefore, although there were many rooms in old Zhao's house, it was still a little crowded with so many people living together. Basically, one family lived in one room. Old Zhao's yard was also surrounded by a fence. There were 2 jujube trees in the yard. They were very tall and had been there for more than 10 or 20 years. Usually, they would stay under the trees to enjoy the cool air. When the jujubes ripened, they could be harvested. The jujubes could be sold for 1 copper coin per kilogram in town. Therefore, old Zhao's family treasured them and was unwilling to cut them down. When they saw Zhao Yun come over, old Zhao's family members all looked at Zhao Yun. I really saw a ghost. Why did this girl come over? Li Chueying put down the things in his hands and looked curiously at Zhao Yun. Father, mother, come over and take a look. Yun'er is back. Li Chueying greeted. Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. This Li Chueying spoke in a strange tone, as if he was trying to stir up trouble. There were many people in the yard. Some were playing and some were working. Zhao Yun saw that her mother was washing things. Chapter 147. When he looked up, he indeed saw Zhao Yun. Liang Jinqiao was puzzled in her heart. Her daughter had not stepped into this courtyard for 3 years. Why did she come here today? Because the original owner was ruthlessly driven out of old Zhao's house. There was some resentment in her heart. In addition, she felt that she had no face to return to old Zhao's house after such a thing happened to her, so she never came back. The current Zhao Yun was not the original owner. She did not agree with some of the ideas of the original owner. It was the whole family that was ruthless. Why couldn't she come back? As soon as she arrived in the courtyard, Zhao Tianyu, who was playing in the courtyard, saw Zhao Yun coming over. He immediately picked up a stone on the ground and threw it at Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun barely dodged it. A pair of sharp eyes looked at Zhao Tianyu. This brat, did he have any manners? He threw a stone at people. She really wanted to slap him. Since his parents did not discipline him well, she would help to discipline him well. Zhao Tianyu was not afraid of Zhao Yun'er's eyes at all. He stuck out his tongue at Zhao Yun. He continued to pick up stones on the ground and threw them at Zhao Yun. Zhao Tianyu acted like this because he was in old Zhao's house, which was his own house. His parents were behind him. Even if he threw stones at Zhao Yun would not dare to do anything to him. Li Chueying not only felt that Zhao Tianyu did not do anything wrong, but also felt very proud of Zhao Tianyu's rude behavior. His son was great. He taught Zhao Yun this little b*tch, a lesson. Throwing it out once was fine, but throwing it out a second time, no matter how good Zhao Yun'er's temper was, she couldn't bear it anymore. Not to mention that he was a child. She could not lower herself to the same level as a child. Some brats would be more unscrupulous if they were not taught a lesson. So Zhao Yun walked in front of Zhao Tianyu and grabbed his collar. You try to hit me again. Zhao Tianyu suddenly struggled in Zhao Yun'er's hands. Zhao Tianyu was still a little scared when Zhao Yun grabbed his collar. Let go of me. Let go of you? You almost hit me. If I didn't dodge in time, wouldn't I be hurt by you? Wouldn't it be too easy to let you go? As Zhao Yun spoke, she slapped Zhao Tianyu's butt. This slap is to tell you that since you did something wrong, you should be punished. As she spoke, Zhao Yun slapped him and continued to say to Zhao Tianyu, this slap is because you know your mistake and don't change it. You don't have any remorse. The strength of Zhao Yun's hand was very strong. She hit Zhao Tianyu's buttocks and did not hurt him too much. Zhao Tianyu cried out, Mother, mother! Li Chueying angrily rushed in front of Zhao Yun. You wicked girl! You hit my Tianyu again. How dare you hit my precious son here? Zhao Yun saw Li Chueying rushing over and threw Zhao Tianyu into Li Chueying's arms. A cold voice sounded. You were watching just now. Don't you know? Your son threw stones at me again and again. Since you don't discipline him, I have to deal with him myself. Chapter 148. Haha, she's not young anymore. She's so old. Can't she tell right from wrong? She's already 6 years old. How can she not know the consequences of throwing a rock at someone? If she really doesn't know, then I can only say that you didn't teach her well. My Daodu already knows when he's 3 years old. Zhao Yun said sarcastically. Zhao Yun's words made Li Chueying even more arrogant. This wretched girl was too much. Zhao Yun, you're really something. Not only did you have the nerve to come back, but you also dared to hit my Tianyu. Don't go. Just wait for me. Li Chueying shouted. She didn't dare to fight with Zhao Yun, because Li Chueying knew that she couldn't beat Zhao Yun, Later, she would call her man over and teach Zhao Yun a lesson. I wasn't planning to leave now. I'm looking for my mother. Zhao Yun, replied indifferently. Zhao Yun said and turned to Liang Jinxiao. Liang Jinxiao put down the things in her hands and sighed. Zhao Yun hit Zhao Tianyu. Li Chueying would probably turn the world upside down later. However, she didn't object to Zhao Yun's actions. Zhao Tianyu was too naughty. If such a big rock hit his head, he would definitely bleed. Yun, why are you here? Liang Jinxiao asked. She knew that Zhao Yun must have something to do. Otherwise, she wouldn't come over. Mother, let's go into your room and talk. Liang Jinxiao nodded. Just as the mother and daughter were about to enter the room, Li Chueying's attention turned to Liang Jinxiao. Third sister-in-law, stop right there. Liang Jinxiao shouted at Li Chueying. Liang Jinxiao was a soft-hearted person. Since he couldn't argue with Zhao Yun, he could ask Liang Jinxiao for an explanation. Second sister-in-law, what's wrong? Liang Jinxiao asked. What's wrong? What do you think is wrong? Your daughter hit my son and you're not going to do anything about it? Liang Jinxiao lowered his head and didn't know what to say. What are you talking about? This wretched girl of yours is going to turn the sky upside down, and you still don't care? Did you teach your daughter any manners? Zhao Yun couldn't stand it anymore. Li Chueying only picked on the weak. Second aunt, what are you talking about? No one is worse than Tianyu in terms of manners. You'd better teach your son well before you talk about my mother. Zhao Yun said and pulled Liang Jinxiao to signal Liang Jinxiao to ignore Li Chueying. Then she pulled Liang Jinxiao into the room of the third branch. Li Chueying was so angry that she stomped her feet. Good, very good, very good. She now knew that Zhao Yun wasn't the little girl she used to be. She shouted at her room angrily. Jinger, come out right now and go to find your father in the field. Zhao Jinger came out of the room and answered Li Chueying. Okay, mother, I'll go right now. Zhao Jinger was Li Chueying's eldest daughter. She was only 16 years old this year. She wasn't ugly, but wasn't good-looking either. She was quite obedient. Hearing Li Chueying's order, she immediately ran to the field to call Zhao Wenshui back. Mother, it hurts. Zhao Tianyu pouted and cried. Chapter 149. Zhao Tianyu nodded unhappily. He could only wait for his father to come back. Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao entered the room. Zhao Ping was sitting on the bed and scratching her feet. She kept rubbing her hands against her feet. Zhao Yun saw Zhao Ping rubbing her feet as soon as she came in. She immediately felt disgusted and her stomach churned. This woman was really disgusting and dirty. She was such a big girl, but she still didn't know how to be hygienic. Liang Jinqiao seemed like a good person, but how did his daughter become like this? She was a completely different person from the original owner. Zhao Ping saw Zhao Yun come in. She glanced at Zhao Yun indifferently and said with some disdain, "Why are you here? You still have the face to come back. I really admire you." Liang Jinqiao glared at Zhao Ping and motioned for Zhao Ping to not say that. After all, they were biological sisters. How could she speak like that? Zhao Ping rolled her eyes at Zhao Yun very unhappily. She really didn't know what was so good about Zhao Yun. She clearly did the ugly thing of getting pregnant before marriage, but in the end, Liang Jinqiao still sided with Zhao Yun. Liang Jinqiao first asked Zhao Yun to sit down and said to Zhao Yun, "Yun, you came here today for something, right? Is there something that you need mother's help with?" Zhao Yun shook her head. "No, mother. There's nothing that I need help with." Zhao Yun said and first took out the buns that she brought over. "Mother, I made some meat buns and sent a few over today. They're still warm." As soon as Zhao Yun finished speaking, Zhao Ping immediately came over. Before Zhao Yun could give it to Liang Jinqiao, she snatched one with each hand. "Meat buns, I want to eat, I want to eat." Zhao Ping's eyes lit up. When she heard this, her mouth watered. She wanted to take a bite of the bun. Zhao Yun was once again disgusted. Under normal circumstances, Zhao Yun would probably snatch the bun back. She didn't take the initiative to give it to others. What she hated the most was shameless people snatching things from her. But Zhao Ping's hand grabbed the bun. She didn't want it anymore. Zhao Ping. Zhao Yun are you disgusting or not? You're just scratching your feet. Why are you grabbing a meat bun to eat now? Facing Zhao Yun's criticism, Zhao Ping didn't care at all. "It's none of your business. You're not clean. You won't get sick after eating it. Haven't you heard of it? I'm just a country bumpkin. I'm not a lady from a rich family. Why are you so particular about it?" After Zhao Ping finished speaking, she didn't care what Zhao Yun said and began to eat shamelessly. Zhao Ping didn't know what to say about Zhao Yun's rebuttal. Especially seeing Zhao Ping swallow the bun quickly, Zhao Yun felt nauseous. Just thinking about it made her want to throw up. Forget it. Since she had already eaten it, she would just eat it. It was Zhao Ping who did such a disgusting thing, not her. Liang Jinqiao sighed. "Ping, girls should be more hygienic. Next time when you scratch your feet and grab something to eat, wash your hands first." "Mom, why did you say the same thing as Zhao Yun? You didn't care about it before." "She said it, but you said it to me." Zhao Ping complained. It was obvious that she was accusing Liang Jinqiao of being biased. He shouldn't have said it to her. Chapter 150. All right, mother, I know. You're so long-winded." Sigh. Zhao Ping stared at Zhao Yun and said, "Do you have any more steamed buns? I'm not full yet. I want more." Zhao Yun snorted and said, "You've already eaten 2 steamed buns. Isn't that enough? Give the rest to me." Zhao Yun said and stuffed the remaining 2 steamed buns into Liang Jinqiao's hands, and signaled Liang Jinqiao to eat them quickly. Liang Jinqiao looked at the steamed buns that were still a little warm and nodded. "I'll eat one. How about giving the other one to Ping?" "Mother, she has eaten 2 steamed buns. If you can't finish them, why don't you give the other one to father?" Zhao Yun meant that she didn't agree to give the steamed buns to Zhao Ping. "You're so stingy. You won't even give me one more." Zhao Ping complained. "I'm stingy? Since you're so generous, why don't you make one for me? Don't you know that steamed buns are also considered good food in our countryside?" Zhao Yun retorted unhappily. It was easy for her to say that. Zhao Ping was speechless by Zhao Yun's words. She rolled her eyes at Zhao Yun. "I don't want to talk to you." After saying that, Zhao Ping wiped her mouth and continued to scratch her feet. Zhao Yun really couldn't stand such a woman who didn't pay attention to hygiene. Liang Jinqiao finished eating and said to Zhao Yun, Yuner, you didn't come here today just to give me food, right? Zhao Yuner twitched the corner of her mouth and nodded. Yes, Mother, I'm here to discuss something with you. What's the matter? Mother, I want to ask, can you and Father be separated from old Zhao's family, and we, the third branch, can live alone? What? Liang Jinqiao was slightly shocked. She didn't even dare to think about it. In the past, he did have the idea of splitting up, but this idea was extinguished by Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua meant that as long as the old couple was alive, the sons should not talk about splitting up. Naturally, if they didn't split from the family, everything in the family would be in the hands of Hua Chunhua. Not to mention other things, the money was in the hands of Hua Chunhua. Everyone in the family had their own private savings. If anyone proposed to split from the family, Hua Chunhua would definitely take desperate measures and scold the person who proposed it. Mother, why don't we separate from the third branch? When we're together, it's always the third branch that gets bullied. It's not easy for me to come over and deliver some food, but I still have to sneak around and be targeted by the other branches. If we separate from the family, there won't be so much trouble. Zhao Yuner didn't say that she wanted the third branch to split from the family because she wanted to split from the family. It was not that she didn't believe Liang Jinqiao, but she was afraid that Liang Jinqiao would accidentally spill the beans and let others know. At that time, it wouldn't be so easy for them to split from the family. Well, Liang Jinqiao's face was full of hesitation. It was not that she didn't want to, but there was no way to tell Hua Chunhua. Zhao Ping stretched her ears to listen. This time, it was rare for her to speak up for Zhao Yuner. Mother, I think Yuner is right. It's better for us to split from the family. Otherwise, we won't be able to eat good food secretly. Chapter 151. Zhao Yuner frowned. She knew that splitting up was not easy, but it was not as difficult as ascending to the heavens, right? Zhao Yuner thought for a moment and asked, Mother, other than our branch, do the other branches want to split up? Your eldest uncle doesn't want to split up, but the other branches do. Liang Jinqiao said. She was very clear about the situation. The reason why the eldest branch did not want to split up was because Zhao Tianlong was studying. Every year, his school fees were not small. The entire old Zhao family only supported one scholar. However, the cost of studying in ancient times was not low. A year's school fees would cost several taels of silver. Old Zhao's family had a lot of fields. During their leisure time, many men went to the town to work. If they did not have a scholar, their lives would not be so poor. The entire family's annual expenses were spent on Zhao Tianlong. If they split up, the money earned by the other branches would naturally not be used to pay for Zhao Tianlong's school fees. His life would also be a little better. Therefore, the eldest branch would definitely not be happy about splitting up. Their branch alone could not afford Zhao Tianlong's school fees. Zhao Yuner thought for a moment. It would be easy to handle if that was the case. As long as the other branches of old Zhao's family all wanted to split up, then there would be an opportunity for them to bring it up. However, this opportunity needed to be created. Zhao Yuner thought for a moment. This matter still needed to be considered slowly. Zhao Yuner nodded at Liang Jinqiao and said, Mother, I understand. That's all for now. We'll talk about splitting up in the future. Ai, Yuner, remember not to mention it in front of others. If your grandmother finds out, it will be troublesome. Mother, I understand. Okay. Just as the mother and daughter were about to say a few words, there was a commotion outside the house. Not only did Zhao Xueqi come back, but the other men of old Zhao's family and Hua Chunhua also came back. What happened? Why did you call me back? Zhao Xueqi asked Li Chueying unhappily. Tianyu's father. Li Chueying rushed to Zhao Tianyu's side and cried. She told Zhao Xueqi what happened just now. Zhao Xueqi reprimanded after hearing the story. I was wondering what happened. Why did you call me back for such a small matter? How annoying. Li saw Zhao Xueqi's father. She was immediately displeased. Tianyu's father, your son was bullied. Who else? If you don't avenge Tianyu, are you going to let Tianyu be bullied? Wasn't it just a child's butt? What could it be? What's more, how can a man like me say such a small matter? And it's my niece. Zhao Xueqi felt sorry for Zhao Tianyu, but as a man, he also wanted to save his face. He couldn't beat Zhao Yun, could he? He couldn't bring himself to do that. You son of a bitch. What small matter? It's a small matter that your son was bullied. Why did I marry such a coward? Li Chueying began to cry again as she spoke. Zhao Xueqi's eyebrows twitched. You're such an annoying woman. You're unreasonable. Chapter 152. Just now, Zhao Jing rushed over to tell them that something had happened. They thought it was a big deal, but they didn't expect it to be such a trivial matter. It even alarmed Zhao Xueqi to come back. There was no one in the family who could be worry-free, especially Li Chueying. She couldn't help with work, but she caused a lot of trouble. Zhao Baoshan disliked this kind of woman the most. Father, why are you all saying that? Zhao Yun, that wretched girl, came back and hit people. What's the reason for this? Besides, Mother said that she should not come back because of the shameful thing of getting pregnant out of wedlock. It's fine that she came back, but she hit my Tianyu here. This is unacceptable. Isn't it? Hua Chunhua heard what they said just now. She raised her voice and said, What? That wretched girl came back and hit Tianyu? Yes. As soon as Li Chueying saw Hua Chunhua's attitude, she knew that Hua Chunhua must be in charge of this matter. She immediately went to Hua Chunhua and exaggerated. Because Zhao Yun didn't help Hua Chunhua when she was fighting with several women last time, she was already complaining. In addition, Li Chueying's words could be used as an excuse to stir up trouble. Hua Chunhua rolled up her sleeves and pointed at Zhao Xueqi. Second brother, go and teach that wretched girl a lesson. As Hua Chunhua commanded Zhao Xueqi, she shouted into the house and called Zhao Yun out. Seeing so many people in the yard looking at her, Zhao Yun felt like she was being questioned. She raised her eyebrows slightly and asked, Grandma, why did you call me out? What's the matter? Who allowed you to come here? You're so unlucky. You were seen walking around with us. I thought all the girls in old Zhao's family were as slutty as you. Hua Chunhua scolded. There were two reasons for driving Zhao Yun away. Firstly, there were rumors in the village, which made old Zhao's family lose face. Secondly, they were afraid that Zhao Yun's matter would affect the reputation of the other girls in old Zhao's family. Zhao Yun smiled and said, Grandma, what you said is wrong. Why can't I come over? We're not separated, so I'm still a member of old Zhao's family. Is it wrong for me to walk around in my own courtyard? Who admits that you're a member of old Zhao's family? If you're kicked out, then you're not. You can't come back. I don't want to see a slut like you. Zhao Yun wasn't angry. Because from her conversation with Hua Chunhua, she felt that this was an opportunity for her to establish a female household. Grandma, your words are useless. Our Dezhou country is governed according to the law. This government office has registered that I'm a member of old Zhao's family, so I can come back. Zhao Yun spoke confidently. Her reason made Hua Chunhua unable to refute it. You wretched girl. Your eloquence is getting better and better. Hua Chunhua said angrily. Zhao Yun smiled and said, Grandma, thank you for your praise. But what I said is the truth. After all, the laws of Dezhou country were not set by me. If this old woman says that you're not a member of old Zhao's family, then you're not. You slut. You're not worthy. Later, I'll have your grandfather and Li Zhang talk clearly. You'll be removed from our old Zhao's account. Hua Chunhua was trapped by Zhao Yun. Chapter 153. This would prevent Zhao Yun from using this as an excuse to keep coming to old Zhao's house. She would feel annoyed when she saw it and would get into trouble again. Hua Chunhua's words were exactly what Zhao Yun was thinking. Once she was kicked out of old Zhao's household, she couldn't be left with an empty household. According to Dezhou's laws, she would automatically be transferred to a female household. If this was the case, her goal would be achieved. Things went so smoothly. Under such circumstances, the household was separated. Then she wouldn't be in a hurry to separate the third branch from old Zhao's household. After all, the reason for the third branch's separation was to separate the household. Zhao Baoshan advised from the side, Old woman, Yuner just came over for a while, right? You don't have to be so ruthless. We're still a family in the end, aren't we? Zhao Baoshan glanced at Zhao Yuner and a trace of heartache flashed in his eyes. When Zhao Yuner met Zhao Baoshan's gaze, she felt a little puzzled. Why would he speak up for her? What did his gaze mean? Could it be that old Zhao's family still had feelings for people? But Zhao Yuner found that after she looked at Zhao Baoshan's gaze quickly shifted away and glanced elsewhere. Zhao Yuner had a feeling that Zhao Baoshan was deliberately avoiding her gaze, as if he had done something wrong and didn't dare to face Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner had an extra thought in her mind. This Zhao Baoshan's reaction was really strange. He must be hiding some unknown secret. She had to figure it out later. Old man, why are you always protecting this wretched girl? Hua Chunhua couldn't understand. Zhao Yuner shamelessly came over, but Zhao Baoshan didn't seem to mind at all. Did he really not think that Zhao Yuner's return was a disgrace to old Zhao's family? Just like what had happened before, Zhao Baoshan didn't want to chase Zhao Yuner out immediately. Instead, he spoke up for Zhao Yuner. Even if he was chased out in the end, he specially arranged for the old house that old Zhao's family didn't want to live in, for fear that Zhao Yuner wouldn't have a place to stay. How am I protecting her? I'm just speaking the truth. Zhao Baoshan spat. Old man, the problem now is that it's fine if she comes back, but she's still being unreasonable in our house. If you don't kick her out, who knows who she'll bully when she comes back? Today's matter hasn't been settled yet. Hua Chunhua was a little agitated and looked very angry. Zhao Baoshan sighed and glanced at Zhao Yuner. He wanted to say something, but didn't say it. Zhao Yuner said to Zhao Baoshan, Master, I appreciate your kindness, but you don't have to speak up for me. I'll solve my own problem myself. Zhao Yuner was really afraid that Zhao Baoshan would say too much and ruin her plan. If they didn't move out, it would be troublesome. Well. Zhao Baoshan shook his head. At present, only Zhao Yuner and Hua Chunhua could solve it by themselves. His head hurt a little, so Zhao Baoshan rubbed it and sat on a stool aside. Hua Chunhua continued to argue with Zhao Yuner. It was nothing more than that Zhao Yuner should at least give them an explanation today. She also wanted to extort money from Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner had gone to the town to sell fish before, and she had made some money. Hua Chunhua meant that Zhao Yuner would take out at least a few dozen coins to buy some meat for Zhao Tianyu to supplement his body, as compensation for Zhao Tianyu being beaten. Chapter 154. Beating up Zhao Yuner didn't seem to be a big deal. At most, she would be able to vent her anger. In fact, she didn't gain much from it. However, after hearing what Hua Chunhua said, Li Chueying immediately felt that if she really needed money to buy meat to eat, then she would be in for a treat. When Zhao Yuner heard that Hua Chunhua wanted money so naturally, the corners of her mouth couldn't help but curl up into a sarcastic smile. This isn't the way to bully others. You only hit him a few times, and you want money to buy meat to eat? His butt isn't even crippled. Isn't it fine? That's because it hurts. It's natural for me to hit him. If my head was hit, it would be much more serious than his butt, right? Then, will Grandma and second aunt send a pig over to nourish my body? Zhao Yuner's rebuttal made Hua Chunhua speechless for a moment. After all, this was indeed a little bit of a scam. Zhao Yuner sneered and said, If you really want my money to buy meat to nourish your body, that's fine. However, you have to ask Zhao Tianyu to come over and continue to hit me. If he is injured or crippled, I will pay for it. You wretched girl. Forget it if you don't want to pay for it. Then, I will teach you a lesson right now. Hua Chunhua was anxious and ordered Zhao Wenshui. Lao Sen, hurry up and catch this little bitch. Mother. Zhao Wenshui looked at Chunhua and had an unwilling expression on his face. I asked you to catch this wretched girl. Why are you dawdling so much? Lao Sen, come over and help me. Mother, forget it. This is not a small matter. Next time, we won't ask Yuner to come over. Zhao Yuner's eldest uncle, Zhao Wenshi, said. Old Zhao's fourth son, Zhao Wentao, also persuaded. Yes, mother, this is such a small matter. Moreover, this matter is not Yuner's fault. It was Tianyu who threw a stone at someone first. It's okay to teach him a lesson. Moreover, he hit his butt, not his tibia. If Yuner really wanted to teach him a lesson, Tianyu might already be lying on the ground and unable to move. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but look at her fifth uncle again. It was rare that old Zhao's family had such a sensible person who dared to speak up. However, he was much better than her father, who was scared to stand aside when he saw Hua Chunhua was angry. Most importantly, he spoke up for her. Zhao Yuner had a good impression of Zhao Wentao. Zhao Wentao's words made Li Chueying unhappy. Lao San, what are you talking about? Are you saying that my Tianyu is wrong? Second sister-in-law, I know you don't like my words, but this matter is indeed your Tianyu's fault. Children may be mischievous, but throwing stones at people is wrong. If you protect Tianyu like this, you will only harm him in the future. There is an example in the village next door. When he was a child, his family didn't care about him and applauded him. When he grew up, he directly became a hooligan, and in the end, he used a knife to kill people. In the end, he was caught and beheaded by the authorities. Tianyu is still young and can be educated. Naturally, we should let him know what he can and can't do now. Zhao Wentao's words were clear and persuasive with examples. Li Chueying couldn't refute these words. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but sigh. This fourth uncle of hers had good values and could be so good at educating children. He must be a good person. Chapter 155. Fourth brother, are you doing this on purpose? It's fine that you're speaking up for this wretched girl, but now you're talking about me. Why don't you care how I educate my children? Second sister-in-law, that's not what I meant. Since it's not Yuner's fault, let's not be so calculative. If people see our old Zhao's family like this, they'll laugh at us. Moreover, how can we bear to capture a little girl? Zhao Baoshan sighed and said, Second brother's wife, if you want to quarrel, you can quarrel among yourselves. Eldest brother, second brother, third brother, fourth brother, let's continue to work in the fields. We still have other things to do after we finish our work. Father, how can you be like this? She was no match for Zhao Yuner after the men left. How could she argue with her? Seeing that the men were about to leave with Zhao Baoshan, Li Chueying directly sat on the ground and cried. If we don't work, what's the point of living like this? Our son was beaten for nothing, and no one stood up for him or said anything. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Zhao Yuner looked at Li Chueying, who was sitting on the ground and kicking her legs. Her eyebrows couldn't help but twitch. This kind of woman was really rare. After glancing at her, Zhao Yuner's eyes showed deep disdain. Originally, Hua Chunhua wanted to help Li Chueying argue with her. However, at this time, a person came over, and the whole old Zhao's family focused all their attention on this person. It was not a stranger, but Zhao Yuner's fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing. She had not seen Zhao Yuner's fifth uncle many times. Old Zhao's family had a scholar, Zhao Tianlong, and another scholar, Zhao Wenxing. Because he was the youngest son, Hua Chunhua and Zhao Baoshan doted on him very much. The other sons didn't go to school, but they all went to school for Zhao Wenxing. Zhao Wenshang wasn't bad either. He was quite smart in his studies and had already passed the Xueqi exam. Now, he was studying in a school in the town. Every month, he received money, so he didn't need old Zhao's family to support him. He could support himself. While teaching, Zhao Wenxing would also read and prepare for his exams. After all, just being an elementary scholar wasn't enough. Only by becoming a high scholar would one be able to become an official and lead a good life. Seeing that Zhao Wenshang had returned, old Zhao's family members immediately went to greet him. This was especially true for Hua Chunhua, who immediately threw all her displeasure to the back of her head. Wenshang, why are you back? Hua Chunhua giggled. To Hua Chunhua, Zhao Wenxing was her pride. One had to know that in the entire village, there were only a few elementary scholars. Hua Chunhua now hoped that Zhao Wenxing would pass the high scholar exam. When he became an official, he would be able to lead a good life with her. Mother, the school is on break for a few days, so I came back. Zhao Wenxing said. Is that so? Ha ha ha, it's good that you're back. Wensheng, you must be tired from walking back. Come in quickly and drink a cup of water to quench your thirst. Mother will cook something delicious for you tonight. Not only was Hua Chunhua happy, but Zhao Baoshan and the other brothers were also happy. Firstly, Zhao Wenxing was their brother after all. Secondly, every time Zhao Wenxing came back, the food at home would be much better. Chapter 156. Hua Chunhua was a stingy person, so she wouldn't change the food at home. Now that Zhao Wenxing was back, they could eat better food. Okay, Mom. Zhao Wenxing smiled at Hua Chunhua. Maybe it was because of his studies. Zhao Wenxing had the temperament of a scholar. He looked elegant, which was completely different from the rough men in the countryside who did rough work. Zhao Yun glanced at her fifth uncle. He was only 25 or 26 years old. He wasn't very old. However, in the countryside, men at her fifth uncle's age were all married. Zhao Wenxing's marriage was delayed because he was studying. After he passed the Xueqi exam, he felt that marriage was troublesome. Because of his family, he would be distracted more or less. He wanted to wait until he passed the Juran exam. Therefore, his marriage was delayed until now. Zhao Wenxing walked into the house, and Hua Chunhua asked Li Chueying to go to the kitchen to get some water. Second brother's wife. Get a pot of water. Your fifth brother is back. Help him quench his thirst. Li Chueying saw that Hua Chunhua had forgotten what had just happened, so he said to Hua Chunhua with a crying face, Mom Yun. Before Li Chueying could finish, he was stopped by Hua Chunhua. Your fifth brother is back. Hurry up and get some water. Nothing is more important than your fifth brother's return. Obviously, Hua Chunhua didn't want to help Li Chueying anymore. Li Chueying stamped his feet unwillingly. Okay, Mom. Before Li Chueying turned around to go to the kitchen, he glared at Zhao Yun. Anyway, he couldn't just let it go like this. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth pulled out a smile, with a bit of provocation. I'm not afraid of you. After returning home from old Zhao's house, Zhao Yun was in a good mood. Although they had encountered a strange situation, the separation of households was a good start. If she separated from old Zhao's family, she would really cut off all ties with old Zhao's family. Then, everything she had would have nothing to do with them. Otherwise, no matter how much money she made now, she would still be the target of old Zhao's family in the future. Zhao Yun went back to her home. In the afternoon, she took care of the vegetable garden, fertilized it, and watered it a little. The seeds that she sowed had already sprouted some buds. Zhao Yun then went to the foot of the mountain in the field. There were no vegetables at home, so she could only bring some wild vegetables to eat. Fortunately, it was spring and there were many kinds of wild vegetables. Zhao Yun searched for a while and picked half a basket of wild vegetables. Just as she was about to go back, she saw a red figure and a gray figure in the forest. Zhao Yun seemed to have heard a scream. She wondered if something had happened, so she walked in the direction of the sound. When Zhao Yun walked closer, she found that the person in red was Xiao Hong, and the person in gray was Lu San, who had peeped at Zhao Yun taking a bath. Lu San stood in front of Xiao Hong with a flirtatious smile on his face. Xiao Hong, you're really beautiful. No woman in the village is as beautiful as you. Lu San, what do you want? Xiao Hong looked at Lu San in horror. At home, she had also heard some rumors and slanders behind her back. Lu San was very lecherous. She couldn't afford to provoke him. There were many girls in the village who had been defiled by him. Chapter 157. Xiao Hong certainly knew what Lu San meant by having fun. She took a few steps back in horror. Lu San, what are you playing with? It's not fun at all. Lu San grabbed Xiao Hong. Xiao Hong, look at you. I'm just having fun with you. Do you have to be so nervous? It's okay to have fun with me. I promise you'll be very comfortable. Looking at the obscene smile on Lu San's face, Xiao Hong was so anxious that she was about to cry. If she was defiled by Lu San, how could she get married in the future? Lu San, no. Brother Lu, I won't beg you. Please let me go, okay? I'll give you whatever you want later, as long as you let me go. Lu San shook his head. Xiao Hong, you don't mean anything. Since we're having fun together, we should be open. What do you mean by that? There's no one here. Why don't we? As Lu San spoke, he suddenly held Xiao Hong in his arms. Xiao Hong screamed. She was almost scared out of her wits. Lu San, on the other hand, wanted to reach out his mouth to Xiao Hong's neck. Xiao Hong was just a woman after all. Her strength was no match for Lu San's, so she struggled hard but failed. Zhao Yun looked on from the side and was very angry. Lu San was really a bad man. How could he flirt with a woman in the village so openly? Such a disgusting man should be shot to death. According to the laws of the 21st century, rape would be sentenced to many years in prison. When she had been a police officer, she had caught many rapists. Zhao Yun was angry, but when she saw that Lu San was flirting with Xiao Hong, she didn't want to save her. This woman had slandered him like that before. He hadn't even properly settled the score. This time, she deserved it. Zhao Yun was not a saint. She had a sense of justice, but that was a habit she had developed after being a police officer for many years. However, she knew that she hated being petty and held grudges. If others had done her wrong in the past, she would make them pay for it. After thinking for a while, just as Zhao Yun was about to turn around and leave, she accidentally stepped on a branch on the ground and made a cracking sound. The sound was so loud that even Lu San and Xiao Hong heard it. Xiao Hong and Lu San both looked at where Zhao Yun was. When he saw Zhao Yun, Lu San's hand movement paused. As for Xiao Hong, after some unusual emotions flashed in her eyes, she immediately looked pitifully at Zhao Yun. "Sister Yun, save me." Zhao Yun touched her forehead. Now she couldn't run away even if she wanted to. If Xiao Hong hadn't seen her, it would have been fine. Now that she had seen her and asked her for help, if she really left Xiao Hong behind and didn't save her, it wouldn't be good. After all, if Xiao Hong was defiled, this matter would become a big deal. If Xiao Hong said that she had seen it, she would be drowned in the spittle of the villagers. Zhao Yun felt very helpless at this moment. She looked at Lu San and then at Xiao Hong. "Sister Yun, it was me before. I apologize. This time, please save me, okay?" When Xiao Hong said that, tears flowed down from the corners of her eyes. Chapter 158. She didn't really want to save Xiao Hong. She just didn't want to be the subject of gossip in the future. She also knew that Xiao Hong was a very scheming woman. If she didn't save her this time, who knew how many ways she would slander others in the future? In addition, Lu San had indeed gone a little overboard. Previously, Lu San had been defeated by Zhao Yun. He knew that he couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Seeing that Zhao Yun wanted to intervene again, he looked at Zhao Yun with some fear. "Zhao Yun, this has nothing to do with you. You'd better stay away. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." Although he said that, Lu San pulled Xiao Hong back a few steps. Zhao Yun curled her lips. "Then why aren't you being polite? If you don't let Xiao Hong go, then I'll shout. If people come and catch you red-handed, you won't be able to escape punishment this time." Xiao Hong suddenly said to Zhao Yun, "Sister Yun, don't shout." Zhao Yun didn't understand, but Xiao Hong still shook her head at her. Xiao Hong was really afraid that many people would gather around to watch. After all, this wasn't something to be proud of. Even if Lu Sanjing didn't do anything to her, there might be rumors about it. Anyway, she was a virgin. It was best not to attract any gossip. "How can that do, Sister Xiao Hong? Lu San is in the wrong. Everyone should see what kind of person he is. It's best if Li Zhang chases him out of the village," Zhao Yun said loudly. Xiao Hong was very angry, but she still suppressed the anger in her heart and bit her lower lip. Lu San was really intimidated by Zhao Yun. He couldn't beat Zhao Yun. Now that Zhao Yun said that, he was afraid that people would really come. The consequences of being caught on the spot weren't ordinary. After thinking about it, Lu San angrily pushed Xiao Hong out. "It's boring. I don't want to play anymore." After Lu San finished, he was afraid that Zhao Yun would catch up with him, so he ran away quickly. Looking at Lu San running faster than a rabbit, Zhao Yun's mouth evoked a sneer. This Lu San is not as bold as he looks on the surface. I am still afraid that he will really cause trouble. Seeing Lu San leave, Xiao Hong's tense heart finally relaxed a lot. But because she was too scared, Xiao Hong couldn't help but sob. Are you all right? Zhao Yuner walked over and asked faintly. She still did not have a good impression of Xiao Hong. Even though she looked pitiful, she still did not have a good impression of her. Sister Yun, thank you so much for what you did today. If it hadn't been for you, I don't know what I would have done. If I had been raped by Lu San, I wouldn't have been able to live anymore. Xiao Hong cried pitifully. Zhao Yuner stood aside. She didn't know how to comfort her, nor did she want to comfort her. Xiao Hong said again, Sister Yuner, I misunderstood you last time. You won't blame me, will you? I apologize to you now. Thank you for saving me today. I'll ask my parents to send you some things later. I know it's hard for you to raise a child alone. Xiao Hong seemed to be very close to Zhao Yuner at this time. If it weren't for the previous incident, Zhao Yuner would probably think that Xiao Hong was a good girl. She seemed to be a considerate girl. Especially her eyes, which were glistening with tears. Chapter 159. Zhao Yun shook her head in response to Xiao Hong's kindness and gratitude. She rejected her flatly. It's okay. I didn't help much, so you don't have to give it to me. Xiao Hong still looked at Zhao Yun pitifully. Sister Yun, do you still blame me? Zhao Yun didn't know what to say. Xiao Hong had a rich imagination. What could she do? Zhao Yun forced a smile. Xiao Hong, you think too much. You said it was a misunderstanding, so you don't have to take it to heart. By the way, what are you going to do about Lu San's matter? Are you going to tell Li Zheng and ask him to seek justice for you? Xiao Hong shook her head and said, No. Sister Yun, thank you for saving me today, but let's forget about Lu San's matter. After all, he didn't do anything to me. Although it's his fault, I'm still afraid that there will be some gossip. Zhao Yun nodded. She knew Xiao Hong's concerns. After all, it had nothing to do with her. It was Xiao Hong's own business, so she could deal with it herself. So she said, Okay, you can do whatever you want. I'm just suggesting. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she turned around and was about to leave. Xiao Hong called out to Zhao Yuner again. Is there anything else? Zhao Yuner asked. Sister Yun, about what happened today. I hope you won't tell anyone. I'm afraid people will gossip. After Xiao Hong finished speaking, she looked at Zhao Yun's reaction. Zhao Yuner pondered for a while. She knew what Xiao Hong meant. She replied flatly. Got it. Sister Yun, thank you. It's okay. Be careful when you go back. Zhao Yuner left with her basket. Xiao Hong was still standing in the same spot. Looking at Zhao Yuner's back, a trace of viciousness flashed across her eyes. After Zhao Yun returned home, she began to prepare lunch and put the bullfrog away. This time, Zhu San also helped Daodu catch the bullfrog. She really had to buy some candies when she went to town tomorrow. The next morning, Zhao Yun went to Yang City with her basket. Her fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing, had also come along this time. The reason why Zhao Wenxing returned to Sun City was to buy some Xian paper. When he was in town, he used ordinary paper, but for people who liked calligraphy, the best way to write was to use rice paper. However, Xian paper wasn't cheap. Although Zhao Wenxing had saved enough money, he could only buy Xian paper in Yang City. The town was too small to buy it. When Zhao Wenxing saw Zhao Yuner, he was quite polite. Yun, are you going to Yang City? Zhao Yun nodded. Yes. Why are you going, fifth uncle? I'm going to buy some Xian paper back. If I don't buy it this time, I'll have to wait until the next school holiday. Oh, I see. Zhao Yun felt relaxed talking with Zhao Wenxing. His voice was pleasant, and when he spoke, it made people feel like they were bathing in the spring breeze. Zhao Yun immediately had a good impression of Zhao Wenxing. Chapter 160. Although Zhao Wenxing made a lot of money, he still needed to buy some books, brushes, ink, paper, and inkstone, so he spent a lot of money. Therefore, Zhao Yuner couldn't accept Zhao Wenxing's money, but she accepted Zhao Wenxing's kindness. Maybe because Zhao Wenxing's age is only 7 or 8 years older than her, the difference is not big, or maybe because Zhao Wenxing is a scholar and has more knowledge. Zhao Yun and Zhao Wenxing talked very congenially, laughing all the way. She was living a better life now, and she didn't want other people's help. She thought Zhao Wenxing was a scholar and would be very rigid, but Zhao Wenxing could tell jokes from time to time. Zhao Yun really had a new understanding of her fifth uncle. The women in the carriage became interested in Zhao Wenxing. After all, Zhao Wenxing was a scholar. They felt that he would be a good worker if he taught in the town. It was much better than doing farm work in the village. Therefore, they started to chat with Zhao Wenxing. Wenxing, why aren't you married at your age? Your mother didn't help you find a wife. Why don't I introduce some to you? My eldest niece is 17 years old today. She's pretty and diligent. Wenxing, my niece is 16 years old this year. Although she's a little older than you, it doesn't matter. I'll introduce her to you later. As long as you like each other, it's fine. Facing these women's enthusiasm, Zhao Wenxing was a little embarrassed and unaccustomed. Zhao Wenxing smiled at those women. Well, thank you for your concern, but I don't plan to get married now. Wenxing, I don't want to criticize you, but look at you. You're already so old. In our countryside, there are few people like you. You're about to get married when you're 25 years old. Yes, otherwise it'll be difficult for you to get a good girl at your age. Zhao Yun sat aside and sympathized with Zhao Wenxing. Zhao Yun had the feeling of a modern person's 7 aunts and 8 aunts urging her to get married. If it were him, he wouldn't be able to bear it. Aunts, I really thank you for your good intentions, but Wenxing really doesn't want to get married right now. Even if I do get married, I have to get my parents' approval and let them take care of it. If the aunties really want to introduce him to Wenxiang, you can tell his parents first. When Zhao Wenxiang spoke, he was very scholarly. After reading for a long time, he had developed such a habit of speaking. Haha, that's true. Auntie should go back and talk to your parents. Zhao Wenxing's words caused these women who were originally pestering him to stop talking. Zhao Yun couldn't help but smile. It seemed that her fifth uncle was quite clever. After the carriage arrived at Yang City, Zhao Wenxing pulled Zhao Yun to the breakfast shop to have breakfast. Fifth uncle, there's no need. You can eat. I'll treat you to a meal. I haven't had the chance to treat you before, Zhao Wenxing insisted. Zhao Yun saw Zhao Wenxing's attitude and nodded. All right then, fifth uncle. You can treat me this time. When I earn money in the future, I'll treat you to a meal when I treat you. Of course. Chapter 161. In modern terms, it wasn't very expensive, but it tasted pretty good. Such a breakfast was sumptuous. After a while, Zhao Wenxing and Zhao Yun finished eating together. Yun, where are you going later? Do you want fifth uncle to accompany you? Zhao Wenxing asked. No need, fifth uncle. You go buy your things. I'll be fine by myself. Zhao Yun shook her head. She didn't want Zhao Wenxing to follow her because she didn't want him to know that she was selling bullfrogs. It wasn't that she didn't trust Zhao Wenxing, but she felt that the fewer people who knew about this, the better. Otherwise, Zhao Wenxing might accidentally spill the beans one day and let others know about it. All right, fifth uncle will go sell his things first. If you're better, we'll meet up at old man Hu's place. Okay, fifth uncle. The two of them parted ways. Zhao Yun walked around with the basket on her back. After confirming that no one was following her, she turned to Fulin restaurant. The reason why she was so cautious was because she was afraid that someone would follow her. Some women in the countryside were still very evil and couldn't bear to see others doing well. She came to town with the basket on her back and the bullfrogs at the bottom. However, she put some wild vegetables on top to cover it up, making people think that she came to Yang City to sell these things. When she arrived at Fulin restaurant, the manager, Sun Zhongquan, welcomed her warmly. Miss Yun, you're here. Looking at Sun Zhongquan's enthusiasm and the smile on his face, Zhao Yun roughly guessed that her bullfrogs had been praised well by the customer. Manager. Zhao Yun also greeted Sun Zhongquan. Zhao Yun walked over and put down the basket on her back. Then she took out the bullfrogs. The bullfrogs she brought over today were a little more than last time. The children caught more bullfrogs yesterday. Sun Zhongquan took it with a smile and immediately instructed the restaurant chef to prepare it. The customer who tasted the bullfrogs yesterday specially came over today and ordered this dish. At this time, Sun Zhongquan didn't have any ingredients here, so he was very anxious. Zhao Yuner brought bullfrog over and heaved a heavy sigh of relief. "Miss Yuner, quickly come in and have a seat." Sun Zhongquan's enthusiasm indicated that he could start discussing business with Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner nodded, and the two of them went to a small compartment in the restaurant. "Miss Yuner, this bullfrog is not bad for the time being. The customers like it very much. They say that they have never eaten it before. I reckon that your bullfrog will attract a lot of customers in the future, so I want to settle this business with you," Sun Zhongquan said. His attitude was sincere and he was willing to cooperate. Zhao Yuner was also a little excited. Seeing that she was about to succeed in this business, she knew that she didn't have to worry too much about money in the future. Since shopkeeper is so straightforward, Yuner is also very happy to cooperate with you. "Then Miss Yuner, let's set the price of this bullfrog first." Zhao Yuner thought about it for a moment. How much should she set the price? According to the price of bullfrogs in the modern era, it was only 6 or 7 yuan per catty. If she set the price according to this, it would naturally be a loss for Zhao Yuner. Therefore, the price must be raised. At least, it was more expensive than the price of chicken, duck, and fish. After all, bullfrogs were a scarce thing in this era. It was normal for them to be more expensive than chicken, duck, and fish. Chapter 162. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Sun Zhongquan was silent for a while. He seemed to think that the price quoted by Zhao Yuner was a little too expensive. Zhao Yuner persuaded, "Manager, you know that the rarer the thing, the more expensive it is. I don't have a lot of bullfrogs. I can only send you 20 kilograms of bullfrogs at most, and I can only make 40 plates. Miss Yuner, I understand what you're saying, but can't you lower the price? In fact, it's only a few coins higher than the price of pork. It's really not expensive. I can't give you the price of pork. You must have sold a lot of pork today. If the price of this thing is the same as the price of pork, you won't be a rare thing, right?" Sun Zhongquan couldn't refute Zhao Yuner's words. The rarer the thing, the more expensive it was. If it was really a good thing, it wouldn't be excessive to raise the price. Besides, the customers did like Zhao Yuner's bullfrogs. The price of the ingredients was raised a little, but the price of a plate of Sun Zhongquan's dish was far more than that. After thinking for a while, Sun Zhongquan said, "Okay. Miss Yuner, let's settle it like this. I'll give you 20 coins for 500 kilograms of bullfrogs. You can send me as many as you have in the future." "Great." Zhao Yuner nodded in agreement. She was very happy to cooperate with Sun Zhongquan. Sun Zhongquan took out a pen and ink, and began to write a document. This ancient document was equivalent to a modern contract. Both parties had to write down the previous conditions of the contract, and then sign it. It was to prevent both parties from going back on their words in the future. "Come on, Miss Yuner, have a look," Sun Zhongquan said with a smile. "Miss Yuner, you can't read, right? If you can't read, you can take the document back first and find someone who can read to confirm it. If you feel that there's no problem, just leave your fingerprint here." Zhao Yuner knew what Sun Zhongquan meant. If Sun Zhongquan read it to Zhao Yuner, it might not be true. It was very likely that Zhao Yuner would cheat her because she didn't know how to read. Although Zhao Yuner knew that Sun Zhongquan wasn't such a person, the fact that he could remind Zhao Yuner like this showed that Sun Zhongquan's character was really good. And Zhao Yuner liked to deal with such people. "Shopkeeper, I can read." Zhao Yuner smiled and picked up the document to read. When Zhao Yuner said that she could recognize words, Sun Zhongquan was slightly shocked. He didn't know that this little girl from the countryside could recognize words. It seemed that Zhao Yuner wasn't as simple as he thought she was. However, he thought that Zhao Yuner wasn't simple at all. After all, Zhao Yuner was good at talking when it came to business. She didn't seem like an ordinary country girl at all. After reading the document, Zhao Yuner made sure that there was no problem. Then she picked up a pen and signed her name. She had specially practiced calligraphy under the influence of her grandfather when she was a child. Although she wasn't very good at it, her handwriting was very delicate and beautiful. There were 2 copies of the document. Zhao Yuner and Sun Zhongquan each had 1 copy. Miss Yuner, it's a pleasure to cooperate with you. How many kilograms of bullfrog did you send today? I'll go to settle the bill now. You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.